Greetings, adventurers. This is Have Dice Will Save, the Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure, where my 5 friends are dying in my arms tonight.
Was it
must have
something I
been.
said?
It was everything you said.
All of the things. Must have been something I said.
I mean, face it, it's Charlie. It was something he said.
It's not.
Yeah.
Could walk away.
I mean, was it
Oh, God.
Amelie rolling down the
my
stairs
life
in lotus position?
Yes.
Yes.
That is.
Yes, it was.
That was the moment where Dave was like, "No, this campaign's gotta end.
We're done.
Everyone dies."
Kill the players, not the characters, the players.
So we got 7 encounters lined up today.
It will be progressing in difficulty from severe to absolutely insane.
Who knew there were 2 Ashen Men?
The council has decided that you all must die. The council of the gods, you specifically.
Ooh, do I get my Battle Royale PvP arena?
Anyway, so. Okay, I think we'll just move straight into things. So let's have everybody take a deep breath. And here we go. So,
Well, the nice thing is that you aren't naked and afraid.
God,
we're officially back to being live now.
I mean, to be fair, that's even better argument for not being naked.
Okay. Matt Mercer doesn't have to put up with this. Actually, he does. They just have the decency to do it off camera.
Yeah, we are Critical Role, but without the decency.
We had a kids show. There was some decency in that.
We only swore 3 times during.
During the kids show, you asked me if a robot was.
Anatomically correct.
We ended the kids' show by killing Santa.
So, last time on Have Dice Will Save. What even happened? Our party spoke to the Synod of Steel and more or less cleared their names of involvement with the Bramble Man and the Ashen Man, officially speaking at least. After which, the Regent asked them to stay in the city until the danger passed. Officially speaking at least. During that time, over the course of a week or so, a few interesting things happened amidst shopping and finally buying magical items. Emmeline was set upon by an angry elven woman who identified herself as Emmeline's cousin from the elven lands of Nardine. and who was emphatically not Amelie's cousin. Hey, I never said she was a good person.
That's the cheese. Very much not your cousin.
No, she's wearing fancy clothes. She's a noble. She's a great person.
That's how it works, right?
It's how it works. These are my people.
We need to have a discussion about your assessment of character.
And then, a week and a half or so after their meeting with the Synod, as things have calmed down, they found the Starstride Fair rolling back into town much earlier than they were scheduled to. They learned that the fair had been turned back at the border with the Theotin Federation to the northeast.
Eddie's making friends.
And that there is now tension at the border to the northeast as well as the border to the south.
Yay.
And so, just as we left off, Scree learned that the fair had picked up at least one goblin. And in fact, that they had picked up two goblins, both of whom are familiar. One of which is a certain goblin bard, whose Wand of Soothe Tessie now has. The other of which Scree recognized. No one else did. So that is where we'll pick up.
I'm running towards my dad guy, screaming dad, and then I'm gonna tackle him.
Okay.
So, real quick clarification point. We were in a group talking to Tessie's mom, and Scree had run off to go find... Tessie's father, that's correct. And Scree had run off to go find goblin people.
Yes.
I don't remember if it was established if we had stayed in conversation.
Yeah, we probably didn't go with her.
That's up to you guys.
I probably wouldn't have.
Because I was prying before, I think I actually might have, because I got Scree drunk and
You did. You did.
Honestly,
so out of curiosity, I might also slip away.
he probably would have to meet the new members of the fair.
That's fair.
Whoa. Nothing. Ignore me.
Well, I guess the question then becomes who went with Scree and who did not.
I went with her.
Okay.
I did not.
I did not.
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay. So 2 go with and 2 do not.
Cool.
So, approximately half the group flees the presence of Tessie's father upon news that there is goblins.
There are more goblins.
Oh no.
Run away!
It's very important that we get a count of how many we have.
What are you trying to
Accurate
say?
tallying of goblin population is requisite.
All goblins must report to the government within.
Oh,
The Goblin Registration Office.
Yeah.
We're going
I
to
will
leave
kill
it at
all of
that,
you.
and we're going to keep going.
Viva la revolution. Next character, Goblin Revolutionist. Got it.
This
Sorry,
campaign
I'll
is going
stop
to take
being
some
ADHD.
strange turns when the Goblin Revolution rises. Those dragons didn't manage it, but the goblins.
GM ideas.
Yes.
So,
Perfect. Yes.
the two of you then watch Scree passing by a certain goblin bard. Who's dressed in significantly nicer clothes now, by the way. He looks like he's wearing, actual clothes as opposed to kind of like stitched together hide armor. But Scree blasts right past him and tackles a taller goblin who is jacked for a goblin.
Yeah.
As goblins go, this guy is ripped. He's probably around 4 feet tall. And he's got a weird, chaotic mohawk of orange spikes. Big golden rings in his ears. And he's got like this sort of pale green skin tone. And then over his shoulder, he is holding a large kind of like firewood axe, which he appears to be using to cut planks of wood into stakes for putting up circus tents. And then he gets tackled by a tiny goblin and doesn't really move.
Dad!
Thump.
Nuzzle,
Looks
nuzzle, 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 nuzzle.
Confused for a minute.
Hug.
Aw.
Dad, I missed you so much. Hi.
How did you get here?
How did you get here?
I mean, I got on this cart. and then came here for some reason. I didn't really get that part.
He seems very enthused.
Ah!
He's dazed and confused mostly. Like,
I came here with my friends. I have those now. Ah! You should meet them! And I will drag him.
okay,
Roll a grapple.
where's your friends?
Eh,
These two are here. She's like, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
friends.
You have very big friends.
No.
I'm not big.
I mean, like the other ones.
Actually, like only these two are big. Those two are short.
Hey, dwarves are big.
Yeah.
from a goblin perspective, dwarves are big.
Mhm.
I mean, like, I'm not a ton taller than him, but I'm probably triple his width.
You're also
Yeah.
you're taller than him by probably at least 6 inches.
Sure, but
So,
not by
you know.
3 feet.
No, yes. Amelie is literally almost double his height.
Guys, this is my dad. My dad!
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Hello.
Hi.
What's up? Okay, I'm confused. Why are you with these people?
Oh, they rescued me from some other goblins that were trying to kidnap me. Can I roll a perception to see if the other, like, I noticed the other goblin?
Oh, you did. You just did.
Oh, okay.
It was very obvious.
You know, that one. Blair.
Is that same
Oh, hey,
bird?
it's the Goblin Bard.
He did kind of like follow along at a slight distance out of vague curiosity.
Like.
You found our bird, guys. He's back.
I'm not. Yeah, I guess.
I think he seems a bit preoccupied now, Ivan.
I found a show.
Hey.
Goody.
Are you done kidnapping people?
I never kidnapped anybody. I just played music for people who were kidnapping people.
I guess there's a
Fine.
distinction.
I'm gonna pull out my donut hole and hand the bard a donut thing.
What is that?
It's a pastry. It's a sign of friendship.
Okay. He's gonna
It's a
take
sign
it,
of
and he
favorite.
sort of like swallows hard as though he's positive he's about to die, and then takes a bite of it. Oh, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
It wasn't poison.
Okay.
Probably.
Thanks.
I forgive you for playing music for people who tried to kidnap me.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Technically, they successfully kidnap you.
Yeah.
But I
But-
played
Then they
music
died
for the
horribly.
people that rescued you too.
Yeah, you
know,
eat
no,
that
he
honey
has a
bun.
Points.
It even gave them bardic inspiration when he did.
Fair.
You didn't have to do that.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm gonna go over there. You seem like you're
Bye.
busy.
Yeah, go away.
What's your name?
I'm Krilnik.
Oh, okay. Hi,
What's it?
Krelnick.
He said that in the letter, but I didn't write it down.
Mm.
Okay, bye. And then
Bye.
he wanders off, and a few minutes later, you hear like a lute practice from far away, accompanied by like a weird ensemble of sounds, like thumpy drum beats and things like that. He seems to be practicing at augmenting his musical acts with ghost sounds.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's coming along.
He's upgraded
like-
his.
It's like 60% of the way to a garage rock band. Right?
Yeah. Do they have cowbell?
He does not. He does not have any cowbell.
needs more cowbell?
Goblins don't have cows, so they don't really know what goblins are.
Morgan wants to know these things.
It's
I mean,
disappointing.
They have the cows that they killed and then stole the corpses back to their camps to eat them.
See?
I mean,
They have
stealing
access to a cowbell.
stealing a full
Cows in the
cow would be a
mountains.
challenge for a goblin.
For
lot of
a
them.
exactly for a goblin.
Anyway,
Technicalities. I'm just gonna continue hugging him.
right.
Crying.
So, he like pats you on the head. You got taller.
Yeah. In like a year.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
Supposed to notice
Sparks.
that kind of stuff. Oh,
Sparks.
hey, you still got the dragon.
Say hi to your granddad, Sparks.
Hi. Says goblin. And Sparks gets a little pat on the head too.
Oh.
I've been practicing like dragon tricks. Cause I know you liked dragons. So
Aw.
learned some dragon stuff. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Okay, I need some room.
Okay.
Okay.
Back up, guys.
Get back up.
Knowing Scree's reputation, back.
So he takes a deep breath, and you see his like expression change into this like concentrated fury for a second, and then he opens his mouth and exhales this big plume of fire in front of him.
Fire breathing.
You're
Yeah,
so
it's really cool, right?
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
I could do that too, kind of.
Burning hands.
Yeah. Dave, that's not what I was going to do.
I believe there's actually a spell called
She was
Dragon
just going
Breath,
for
too.
fireball.
Slightly different effect.
And that is how the party died.
6 people died that day.
I thought you'd like it.
Huh? Yeah. So cool, guys.
So I'm glad you like got out of the tribe and didn't get, like maimed or anything.
Yeah, me too. They really didn't like me after you left.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that your original clan?
Yes.
We never really got to. Why did you leave?
I don't think it was our business, Ivan.
No, but I think Father is standing here now. I'm curious as to his story. Especially as he seemed to talk a lot about dragon.
I just did it because of Sparks. It seemed like a cool idea.
Mhm.
We didn't like have dragons or something. We were about
We're worried about praying to dragon rather
I
than
don't
having
pray to
dragon.
dragons.
Don't do.
What?
I don't pray to anything. I get angry and breathe fire.
Not need to have divine magic to pray to someone.
Yes, I'm just saying I don't.
Don't question my dad, Ivan. God.
Investigation
Anyway,
mode.
so we're from.
activate.
I guess you would call it like the Fire Clan. The fire's like our thing.
Fire.
Yeah. So, it kind of worked for that. And, yeah, the dragon thing was just kind of how I got there, I guess.
Fascinating.
He's got away with words. Truly. I've missed you so much.
How did you two get separated?
I kind of had to leave. It was rough.
It's my fault.
I mean, no, it was everybody else.
Thank you.
They all thought that she was causing some thing.
Turns out I was. It's my fault, Dad.
Oh, that thing?
Actually,
Yes.
probably
Yeah.
isn't directly you.
Okay, I'm
Not
back to
specifically
being
you.
confused again.
Well, the moon happened again, and then stuff attacked. So it's probably my fault.
I don't know if it's your fault necessarily.
So is we
It's-
killed, but I don't not think is your
Certainly.
direct fault. Is somehow related, it seems. I do not know
Yeah.
how, but
Precisely.
See,
is bigger than you, basically. You try to figure out.
lots of things are bigger than me, Ivan. Stop rubbing it in.
It's just okay, goblin friend. We love you just the way you are.
I've
And
yet
then
to
I
see
pat you
so
on the
much
head.
fire in such tiny little package.
Right, so so you're just like going around with
Yeah, they're my
these people?
friends.
I'm Tessie.
Hi.
Tessie Starstride. I'm originally from the fair.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Your family's cool.
They are
hi.
cool.
I am Amelie LaRoche, and then I bow.
Where did you guys get an orc?
Half orc.
Sorry, half orc.
She's my cousin. I'm Emily.
Okay, I've got
Sophia.
more questions.
It's through
Our
lineage.
family's very adventurous.
That's good. You don't get a lot of humans that are
So-
adventurous.
She's a half
I
elf.
guess.
She's a half orc.
I mean,
So
yeah.
on the
I
human
guess.
half.
Sure, human. He mutters something to her in Goblin. It's basically like they'll fuck anything.
Yeah.
Some people say that those hobgoblins,
No!
humans and goblins.
Dad, no, I didn't need to know this.
It's just a rumor. It's a legend.
Uh-huh.
Why any goblins would get with a human? So
I think they're
weird.
speaking goblins.
Yeah, they are. I'm sorry.
The one
This is
time
just-
I didn't
I mean,
prepare
Scree's
comprehend language.
reactions are pretty self-explanatory though. Like,
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So,
Ivan Zimanov.
oh hi. So you're like from the south, I guess.
Is good guess.
I'm good at guessing accents.
It's
Heard-
not subtle.
I've heard like 6 of them now.
He's very smart, guys. So cool. Crying again.
There,
So
there,
yeah,
goblin friend.
I sort of found these guys. You know, I was walking just kind of northish,
Okay.
and then kind of stumbled on these. I thought about trying to like, you know, rob it or something, but there's a lot of them.
That
Right.
would have
That's-
been fun to
That's
watch.
generally a bad idea.
They're pretty strong.
Yeah, and so I thought maybe they needed somebody to help carry stuff, and they did. And
Well, I'm glad you're not dead. I thought you would have been dead by now being all alone.
you know, the breathing fire helped.
Yeah.
It was good for
It's a useful trait.
self-preservation. Also, the getting really, really angry and getting things really hard.
Yeah.
Classified. Barbarian. Got it.
So what does you do for a living usually? Before this, we just
I was a
wander?
guard, and now I'm still a guard, I guess. And also a guy who carries wood.
He was our best guard. The best.
I mean, no wonder a bunch of other goblins got in. No decent guards anymore. It's human guards. I don't know what they're about.
They suck.
It's too much armor. How do they move anywhere?
How do they move anywhere?
better strength.
I don't know. I think they mostly just stand still and they just have a lot of them.
Makes sense.
'Cause-
Strength in numbers?
Yeah, so they like just, they put 2 of them, in one spot and then 2 of them like 20 feet that way. That way none of them have to move.
If you know how to move with a properly fitted set, armor's not too bad.
So in terms of guard, he mostly right. They stand there in armor, do not do much. Don't need to move.
So weird. Okay, so. Uh,
Looks at like the the training building for Creed's Guard not too far away. It's like,
it is actually kind of like on the other side of town, but you might be able to see it from here.
looks at that side of town.
Yes,
It's like,
you can definitely look toward the Eastgate district. So, you guys like live here now, or
Just in the area for a moment.
oh, okay.
We're passing through and we're detained. Delayed.
Those are different things.
Plus, we were not detained. We had business.
No, detained implies completely arrested. We weren't completely arrested.
we weren't even partially arrested.
even
We've
arrested.
mostly been in good
True, we
standing.
weren't even
We
partially
were
arrested.
sitting in the inn that they were paying for because we
We-
had business.
We're instructed not to leave the city until business that we were
Quarantined.
House
we
arrest.
were
House arrest.
we were
Okay,
sort
so
of
I get the idea.
subsidiary to was settled. Adjacent. That's the word I was looking for. Business we were adjacent to was settled.
You would
Crazy
be
shit,
You
Dad.
would be terrible in my crew. Because you immediately walk up, guard goes over, what are you doing here? And you immediately say, oh no, we were just doing some crimes, thank you, yes. Good job, it's very, very tactful of you. We stay in city because we have business with the most powerful people in the whole country. And you're like, oh, but we were arrested for it. No, instead we have business with the most powerful people of the whole country. This is how you promote self.
It's all about the marketing.
I know how to do marketing.
Then maybe do some for us, please,
Not
too.
this kind of marketing.
She doesn't know how to do lying. It's different.
Not really. Marketing is just lying with the truth.
Okay. Now I'm confused by dwarves too.
And Goblin, I'm gonna be like, see what I have to deal with.
I'm confused. How do you lie with the truth?
Skillfully. It's like kind of like stuns us. It's like, okay.
So are you guys gonna like leave again?
Presumably at some point.
Eventually, maybe.
We don't have real plan yet.
Okay, well I guess we're gonna be here for a little while at least. So. You know.
Do you perform an act in the show?
No.
You don't do your fire breathing?
No.
It turns out humans get real weird when you imitate dragons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Real weird.
I'd find it most invigorating.
I wouldn't say that too loudly around the city.
That's why you need more study.
But I meditate every morning.
Meditate on some religious text, maybe.
Yes, dragons bad. We killed them all. Yay.
Well, not
Boo.
Snorks.
Not really.
Orc is
a-
not
Dragon.
real dragon.
Don't tell that to him, though. The dragon.
Someday, if he believes hard enough.
I know.
He too can get murdered by Creed's Guard.
Pointed glare.
Looks
I'm
very
just saying,
pointedly
it's
in the
fairly
direction of
important for it to
Creed's
not be an
training.
actual dragon for everyone's survival.
Right. So
Yeah.
good to see you and meet all of you. Ish.
Ish.
Good to meet you too.
It was a pleasure meeting you as well, Ish.
I Do have to like put up a tent though.
Okay, but
Okay.
first, want a honey bun? They're kind of like how mom makes it. Kinda.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Stick your hand in it. It's cool.
Put your
Do
hand
it.
in that donut hole.
Father, put your hand in my donut hole.
Damn you, Charlie.
Like stares at it and then like on the other side of the coat for a minute. Okay. And he puts the hand in and comes out with some kind of pastry. Yes, this is not bad.
Yeah,
It's a little sweet.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Now my hands are sticky.
Lick them.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm gonna
Isn't
go.
there a spell
Okay.
for that?
Um,
Pretend.
Later, I have someone else
Yeah,
who needs to
one.
meet.
Okay.
Yes, it's very important to me.
Cleaning his hands with prestidigitation.
Oh gods. What just happened?
Use the spell to clean your hands.
Oh. Okay. Thanks for that.
No problem. Lots of people around here can do that. I'm surprised you haven't seen it before.
Cleaning my hands? No, they haven't cleaned my hands with magic.
And you clean things with... Never mind.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna give him another hug before he goes.
Head patting. Careful not to like squash any of the hair spikes.
Gentle hair patting.
Love you, Dad.
I love you too.
Okay, bye.
he says in Goblin before leaving, he's like, "Okay, don't let anybody eat you or anything."
Oh, I know.
It's like humans are weird.
Oh, I got more powerful, so I'm good.
I'm the only human here. Damn it. Emily just unhinges her jaw.
Amelie is exactly as much a human as you are.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You both just unhinged your jaw. God.
Acid teeth.
Human, cobra, very similar.
Yeah.
It's basically the same as a Naga, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Humans are basically the same.
Naga,
as Naga.
please.
Damn it.
No.
And that's the show, guys. We'll be back never.
See you next week.
We are being taken off the air.
As you walk away, I'm just be like, your dad is surprisingly
Awesome.
unemotional for someone powered by rage.
He's just good at controlling it. He's the best.
I'd imagine you'd kind of have to be, you know, if you're saving all the rage for destroying things when you want to destroy.
It's all the rage.
Poke.
Yeah, don't do that. They'll cut off your
I found
hand.
two general schools of thought. There's controlling rage, which means generally emotionless, or not giving a fuck, which means always in rage, basically.
He's good at controlling his rage.
Clearly.
What are you trying to say, Ivan?
And to say the tears were coming from one direction is all.
Aw.
That's his way of showing he loves me, is the
It did
pat.
give you lots of head pat.
Yes. It's very lovable from him. That's
Maybe he didn't want to look bad in front of Scree's new friends.
He wanted to look
Yeah.
super cool.
Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
yes.
So
No.
we probably want to maybe discuss what the next plan is. Kind of are done, it seemed, with everything we were doing.
What we were trying to do here.
Well, when I originally set out on my journey, I was meant to find orcs in Scortile. There
It's
is
a difficult task.
there is a monk order of orcs.
Oh, that is more difficult.
Why?
Well, initially my master asked me to leave and go on a journey to find ways to control my temper.
So you do not grab giant bat god and almost die.
Yes.
Okay. I support plan. If make you not grab giant bat god and almost die.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
I have nothing to.
Cousin, will you accompany us?
Well, I'm just. Why score tile? There's not much there.
Other than, I guess, a
Is orcs.
monastery of orcs.
She study one half of blood, maybe study other now.
I guess that makes sense. It strikes me unlikely that they would have. We have some of the best monasteries in the town. It just surprises me that they would have things that we don't. Have access to things that we don't.
I feel maybe it was due to society not really accepting orcs. The monastery that I was in was fairly secluded. And so, to me, it makes sense that the orcs would also seclude themselves in order to further their training and meditation.
In general, orcs do not fit in with society. Monk, though, is interesting. I did not know there were orc monks.
Well, if it's important for your training, then yes, I'll go with you.
My master also felt that it would be better for me to train with those who are more like me.
I suppose that makes sense.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Are you sure your master wasn't just being racist?
Dealing with orcs is a simple fact. They were enemies of gods. They were part of rebellion. They have savagery. If she has to be a monk, needs to learn to control that aspect.
She comes from my bloodline too.
Which is why she is generally a lot more composed and fits in well. She's a good person. Half orc is not full orc, but full orc monk would be interesting. It's not usually very meditative.
Do you want me to punch Ivan for you?
How many full orcs have you met?
A few.
No, goblin.
They border
Thank
us.
you. I've met very few orcs, full orcs, in my life. There were none in my monastery. I was the only student of any orc blood.
They were part of rebellion, and thus do not generally get along with most of society.
Well, another concern on top of that is that Scortile's currently not in the best.
I've heard
How
of
do
the
we say-
skirmishes.
Political climate for people from Kidia.
So there's a chance we'll get turned away from the border there too.
Well, sneaking across the border is something that we could look at doing. However,
True.
parading around colors of the marshal maybe gets a little complicated.
We have done many complicated things.
I would be willing to look into monk order. Interesting idea. Did not know orc would be able to control self in that way. But I will not hide my symbols.
Personally, I feel it is a bad idea. However, I'm willing to accompany you.
I
if
believe
that's what you want
the-
to do.
I understand.
Thank you, cousin.
May seem like invite trouble. I will not hide symbols.
I'll go with you. Because I love
I
you so much.
agree not to be
I love you too,
openly
goblin friend.
aggressive.
And I appreciate that, Ivan.
I'll go too
Thank you.
with popcorn.
Oh,
I have to admit, I was worried about this. I thought that since our mission was over, that we would have to split up.
Don't have to do anything.
We are here to take care of your rat problem.
I
The most touching use of that phrase that has ever been.
I know.
It's very sweet. Aw.
Never before. That phrase. That's such a fact.
That's got to go on the website in like flowery text.
Yeah.
Here to take care of your rat.
We should just embroider it.
Yeah, that's-
First character to die that gets put on their tombstone.
He took
Rat
care of
problem
everyone.
handled.
The character's name was here to take care of your rat
problem.
Oh.
They killed those rats. They killed those rats real good.
They fucked him up real good.
Those rats fed many kobolds,
God.
traded for many hatchlings.
Hatchling? No. Hatchling?
And then our army starts.
Yeah,
The army of hatchlings.
kobold hatchlings.
Oh, God.
Raised from birth as kobold monk.
Guys, I have more students.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, God.
So,
Oh, no.
More students.
Oh, no.
I'm just waiting to go back to like Adeline, and we're gonna find like one of her students murdered somebody, and we're just gonna be like, oh god.
Why did you train them to be punch death machines? It's like New York has its alligators. The Stand has its sewer kobold monks.
Adeline has roving hordes of monk children.
it's like the Children of the Corn, but with way more punches.
They just each have their own monsters.
Teenage
Their own
Mutant
gangs.
kobold monks.
Oh my God.
Nope, we're moving on. So what are you guys doing with the rest of your day?
Not this. I don't know.
Teenage Mutant Monk
Nope.
and Kobolds. Teenage Mutant Monk and Kobolds.
No.
Kobolds and a half-gi.
But with chaff.
It varies from kobold to kobold.
It's different every kobold.
One of them has only the left half of the geese somehow. We're not sure how that works.
Why do you only have the back half of your geese?
That should not
How
be
is it
possible.
even staying on? It's just a cloak now. It's
It got caught in his scales.
Okay. So,
New campaign, everybody.
everyone playing kobold monks. So,
so.
I'm gonna go watch my dad work. Just sit there and eat some.
Go help the fair set up.
okay.
I'm gonna see if we can find those strong men.
Yeah, they're around.
Are they practicing?
No, actually, they're helping set up. Like, they're
They gotta
strong
build the-
people and therefore
Uh-huh.
are good at carrying and
In a primarily halfling fair.
yes. In a low strength environment, they have a high strength score. So they're like carrying between them. They're carrying like the beam that is used to be like the center of a tent and things like that.
I'll probably just hang around somewhere then.
Okay.
Tessie, does your
Yes?
family need any assistance?
Oh, we always need help setting up. I mean, we can manage it, but many hands make light work.
Of course. I will be happy to help wherever I can.
I'm gonna see if I can find anywhere that's
And a
has
shortage
alcohol.
of mittens.
Ivan starts with the drinking.
I mean, you might be able to find some alcohol at the fair somewhere. Alternately, walking 5 minutes in any direction will find you alcohol. It's the market road.
Fill up the drinking horns we had made.
Oh my God.
Fill up mine and Scree's, and I'll go over to Scree and I'll hand her.
You should show it to your dad.
Dad, I've been working on that bone whittling you taught me.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, can drink out of it.
Oh yeah, I like the little gems.
Thank you.
Those real or
Yeah.
where'd you get gems?
Oh, we found them. when we killed things. We also killed this.
At this
Very
point,
good.
Tessie will drift by. Are you guys speaking in Goblin?
As is the goblin.
Probably.
Probably.
Okay, never mind then.
As is the goblin way.
Yes. Oh, and I
This
have
is the
friendship
way.
bracelets
This is the
from
way.
everybody, and we are starting to get a collection.
What are those from?
Oh, vampires. Bugbears. Those jerks. You know.
Never met a bugbear I liked.
Mm-mm.
Never actually met a bugbear.
They're assholes.
Can vouch they are the worst.
Yes.
Well, good. I'm glad you have a creative outlet. It's very important for a goblin your age.
Yeah. Thanks, Dad. I love you. Go back to work. Drink.
Hashtag girl bag.
Okay. Anyway, so you all go about getting alcohol and/or helping set up,
Hmm.
and/or hanging out, watching people helping set up.
And actually, could I do some society things?
Sure.
I would like to do some research into Scortile Society.
Okay. You kind of split off and you go up to like the archives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And do some hobnobbing. Because I don't know anything about countries that aren't Cadia, because Cadia is the best. Why would I ask questions about other countries?
Okay. So you it takes you a little while to get up to the archives. It's in the on the northern end of the city. But it's like actually a really impressive building up close. It's got a sort of a swooping kind of shape to it that comes up to a fairly tall spire.
Mhm.
And the actual like main building itself has this kind of wide rectangular base and then kind of cuts inward at angles. It gives the whole thing this really interesting like mixture of angular and
Curved edges?
Curved edges, yeah. And it seems to be made predominantly of some kind of white stone. It doesn't look like marble, but it's hard to say. Not being an expert in mason work.
Are the archives on the approach, or
No, they are. Let me double check my map, which was basically drawn on the back of a napkin. It is in the Northgate district.
Oh, okay.
Actually, like sort of central to the Northgate district, and so from where you are, you're not far from the border of the Northgate district.
Yeah.
You can cross over into it, and it would be maybe like 45 minutes to an hour of walking. And you get to see the titular North Gate along the way. Well, not really along the way, but often it is.
Sightseeing. Take a selfie.
The North Gate is the one where selfies would normally get taken at. It's the nicer of the two gates to the city.
Prestidigitation Sharpie. Or selfie. I don't know why I said Sharpie.
God.
I don't have prestidigitation though.
So, you go inside the archives.
Mhm.
There's, the normal Creedsguard you would expect around the archive and just like directly in front, but they don't really seem to pay you much mind. There is more directly inside than you might have normally thought, but the place did get robbed by vampires.
Yeah.
Just under 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
But you go in and they seem to wave you past. And once you're inside, there are a number of people milling about in the kind of dark burnt orange robes that are normally associated with the Callers of the Ways. But many of the archivists are devotees of the Caller. And it sort of just kind of became the de facto dress for the archivists.
Yeah. Seems to make sense. To Caller of Wait. Okay, so I guess I would like see if there's anybody that seems kind of stewardly or kind of more librarian type, like there to be of assistance,
Sure.
and approach them.
Okay. You can wander along and find a sort of like matronly looking elven woman,
Mhm.
half elven woman. Hard to tell. She definitely favors the elven side if she is half elven, but she has the sort of like paling hair toward gray, which is for even half elves would make her real old.
Mhm.
Um, but she still has the kind of like good posture of well groomed societal upbringing,
Like you.
and she looks up as you approach.
Good afternoon. I was coming up to try and get some information on Vortile. A friend of mine has recently made a journey over that way, and I was trying to find out any information I could, because I know there's been some border trouble lately.
Are you looking for historical data or society?
Preferably societal, maybe some recent history. If I have time, I'll get into more historical, but I don't know if that will be.
Well,
That's kind of least on my priorities currently.
then I think what you're looking for will be over this way. And she leads you off up a short like flight of stairs and into. So the first floor is kind of just this wide open area. Along the walls
Mm.
are bookcases,
Mhm.
but kind of this in the middle is just like open floor, a few like big wooden tables. But it appears to be as much for show as for practical purpose.
Yeah.
Once she takes you up a staircase up to the second floor, it's just like wall to wall stacks of books.
Behold the lore.
Yeah. And there's at least one more solid floor above you, and then there's whatever's in that spire.
Mm-hmm.
But she leads you up and over through the stacks in an almost labyrinthine fashion for 10 minutes or so before she stops in front of a shelf. Yes, I think this shelf from here to about there is going to be related to the history of the Wildlands, or the Society of the Wildlands, rather. And then historical is on the other side. You
Okay.
can flag anyone if you need help finding it.
Thank you very much. I will look over this for a while.
Have you been to the archives before?
I've not.
Yes, well, I should go over the policies.
Of course.
Please do not eat or drink anything while near the books,
Mhm.
or cast magic upon them. If you attempt to leave with them, they will burst into flames. It's a precaution, you understand. And of course, there are alarm spells that will go off at that point, so
Mhm.
it's not advised. Other than that, don't worry about placing them back on the shelves. There are bins at the end of each row.
Very well. Thank you for your assistance.
And she wanders back down to whatever it was she was doing when you found her.
Okay. Can I get deep into the bookshelf?
Okay. So are you looking for anything in particular, or just like a general overview of Scortile Society?
I want to get into kind of the main points I want to touch on are like language, custom norms, and how to function in society.
Okay.
Like, how do you be polite? What are general gestures? There are things that are like how you should behave yourself. If there's anything on, like, because it is in the societal thing, if there's anything on more higher society, I'll try and find that, but I don't
Okay.
know.
Make, guess we'll say a society check. Actually, no.
I have
Make a
diplomacy,
deception check.
heraldry lore, cult lore, and society.
Make a deception check. We are interestingly consulting the lie to me feat.
Yes! I get to use it. 27, sir.
Okay. So as you go through the books, you start to realize that some of them seem to be contradicting each other in certain ways, and some of them seem to definitely have like holes in places that would seem like vital information.
Mhm.
And you start to piece together this notion that a lot of these are written based on preconceptions rather than actual data.
Mhm.
Cool.
It seems like a fair amount of this is hearsay and legend more than anything based on fact.
Yeah.
But you can start to piece together bits that are probably true due to consistency and, the kind of like placement insanity
Mhm.
that they have. First of all, it seems that Scorsheil, most residents of Scorsheil speak Common,
Mhm.
and almost all residents of Scorsheil speak some dialect of Orcish.
Okay.
But Common is, you think, fairly common.
It'll at least be available
Yeah.
to somebody,
Yeah.
if not to everyone.
There's talk in a couple of the books that most residents of Scorsheil speak Abyssal, which seems really out there. So you think that's probably bullshit.
Mhm.
And some of those are the same books that describe Scorsheil society as like predominantly baby sacrifice based.
Well, maybe if they didn't sacrifice so many babies, we wouldn't write these about them.
But over time, you start, and this takes like most of the day.
Yeah.
But you start to piece together a kind of sketch of the notion of their society. They do seem to have regional governance. It's not quite a tribal scenario, but it's more like provincial.
They're kind of not altogether different from Viking style.
Yeah. But there is sort of a meeting of the provincial governors. Weirdly, they don't have a word for them like in Orcish in the books.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what they call their provincial governors, but they refer to them as governors or chieftains or things along those lines. But there is a kind of a periodic meeting of these provincial governors as a sort of council-ish.
Mm.
So they don't have like strong central government as near as you can tell, but they're not like completely isolationist city-states or anything like that.
Yeah. So most likely as we go in, different viewpoints for how they approach Cadia and their good next door neighbors.
Yep.
Probably going to be different in most cases.
One might think. Obviously, the general overtone is that they're not to be trusted and they're enemies of Cadia and yada yada.
Yeah.
Um,
They're savages.
some of the books that you find that like seem more trustworthy actually generally characterize them as technologically behind the curve, but otherwise not any more inherently violent than any other society.
Mm-hmm.
Could I possibly roll a society or something else in order to know just generally what Uskil's general view
Yeah, sure.
on orcs are as compared to Cadia? Because
Yeah.
I'm of the Marshall, but I don't really care that much about Cadia.
Right.
Actually. So, that's a natural 20.
I spent all day
28.
reading all this shit.
And I was just like, I just know.
Like, what do the dwarves generally think? Of
So
the
there's
orcs?
varying opinions. They're definitely not quite as hardline as Cadia in most things.
Hmm.
But there is some kind of like long-standing grudges against Skortile specifically, because there was significant exchanges during the Dragon Rebellion
Hmm.
between Skortile and Sky Blue Skill. They fought pretty hard along that border for a while, but a lot of dwarves just honestly don't care enough about
Not
it.
as much about, nothing really hard about it, but generally just a lot of long-standing animosity.
Sure.
Because they were on opposite sides of war a long time ago, and
Right.
thus are still angry about it.
Right, but unlike Cadia, they haven't built an entire society on the ocean, so
Yeah.
they've got better things to do, like not freeze to death. So
Questions on this, because I feel like it's also fairly relevant and would show up
Sure.
in that vein of search.
Mhm.
Religion-wise, do they subscribe to similar religions? Do they have a different religion? Are they opposed
Religion,
to
uh,
gods?
religion is one of the harder things to divine the truth about. Divine the truth.
Hey.
From these books, because they're really all over the place.
Gotcha.
A lot of them describe the society as having like a patchwork mishmash of weird tribalistic, shamanistic beliefs.
Well-
Some of them just straight up say that they still worship dragons.
Yeah.
But those are mostly the ones that are characterizing them as poorly as possible.
Specifically, I'm looking for not necessarily what they believe in, but mostly like their posture on the marshal.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, because there are the ones who are like, they still worship the dragons and they hate the very word of, the very like notion of the marshal, and then there are the ones that are just like, well, they're kind of all over the map, and
Yeah.
some of them are very aggressive toward organized like Akkadian religion, but there are a few books that seem to suggest that it's more or less as varied as any other place on the continent, which is to say that there are devotees of quite a few of the conclave gods among the people there, but that there's also some like fringe beliefs that are not uncommon.
Mhm.
So it's just a slightly more varied version of kind of everywhere else where you might find people who follow any given god.
Okay.
So hard to say exactly, but you feel like probably not, strictly speaking, inherently kind of adversarial toward the idea.
Okay.
Can I roll like warfare and religion to know, just to figure out what I would generally know about them?
Sure. Let me actually, while you make that, you can go ahead and make the roll. Let me fill in a couple more things for you. It was a 27-year-old.
Mhm.
You can dig up a couple of kind of the major regions. The northern end, specifically like the northwest, had a significant population of actually humans.
Mhm.
Though a couple of the books suggest that they are divine-blooded humans,
Hmm.
who interestingly would have been previously predominantly residents of the area around Erisgate, because the Erisgate accent comes from Celestial.
Okay. That's fascinating.
It's one of those things that like you're educated enough to know, but doesn't really get talked about in polite society, is that the Erisgate accent is based on dialects of Celestial. No one actually speaks Celestial anymore, but the accent has persisted. So most notably, there was a significant city called Kirdens that was taken by Cadia not too long ago. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago.
That's the one that's fairly coastal?
It's that little like kind of archipelago.
Yeah.
It's not even the right word. It's the word for a big jut of land into the ocean.
Peninsula?
Peninsula, thank you. Archipelago is a sequence of islands.
Well, we met when we were in the forest, the Scortile. We met when we were with Nettles. We had found some of the survivors of that.
Irsank is kind of the de facto capital.
Mhm.
That's where those sort of like meetings of local governors takes place, and that's toward the south. It's actually kind of central. It's south of how far you got, but it's kind of central, generally speaking, in the country. And it is the seat of this council that administer the government largely by way of being elected by their given regions. Bekara is the northernmost significant city anymore since Kirden's got taken. And Bekara is significantly larger than Kirden's as well. And that would be sort of north and to the east of the swamps.
Okay. And it's like just one of the bigger cities and cultural places.
Yes. Yeah. That is the one that has the largest like human population. Again, ever since Kirden's got, kind of like
Taken over.
quite leveled, but taken wrecked.
It got saved.
Yes.
It was saved by the
It had
noble
Nice.
Cadians.
proper
Like
society
Cadians,
was
nice.
imposed upon it.
Yeah.
Lastly, Akas is a city in the south, which a few of the books suggest is populated largely by dwarves. Which, with your natural 20, you would know there are actually some dwarves that live in Scortile. And because it's a natural 20, there's always been some rumors that the dwarven population largely were people who sided with the dragons during the Republic. And followed one of the prominent dragons at the time, named Akar. And fuck it, natural 20s are cool. They call themselves the Akasai. Thus the city of Akas. Anyway, so, but most notably to more recent information for you is that there is in fact a significant monastic population, specifically toward the it's not too far from Irsank. The largest monastery is called Tok Demir, which the book conveniently translates as the Dragon's Wrath.
They sound like angry people.
Like it was saying.
So that's more or less what you get.
Mm,
Now, you needed what you get of Scortile.
yes.
You've got warfare lore and society, you said?
Yes.
Society trained?
Not society, religion.
Religion. Okay, yeah. Okay, what you got for warfare
Got a 9.
lore? You know that you've heard about border conflicts. You've never really heard anything that suggests that Scortile has, like, a strictly speaking, organized military.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's the case or not is hard to say, but you've never heard anything to suggest that they have, like, a standing army.
Okay.
But they have some force that is carrying on border conflicts, so there's that. Oh, what do you got for religion?
Religion, I got 17.
17. You heard a little more in terms of, like, scholastic knowledge through the monks. That suggests that at least the monks of Scortile follow, I was going to say like a humanist kind of philosophy, but they're not humans. So, but, a humanist kind of philosophy. They don't, most of the orcs, or the monks, don't have a specific religion. They just kind of like emulate, in many cases, emulate the notion of dragons as a form to like focus their martial abilities.
You're gonna have to brush up on Orcish.
Is that everybody? Okay, more Lord Dump. What you got?
All right. I'm not sure what I should roll.
What are you looking for?
Just what I would know in general about orc society.
Okay, roll
society?
society.
Society. Okay. Eight.
Not a lot.
What he said, but
Gotcha.
less.
Yeah.
They're savages.
No, I mean like your family is generally like accepting of the notion of other cultures, but they just had never went to Scortile, so you just don't know that much.
I figured.
Were there a lot of orcs that came through my mountains?
Not a huge number, no. Mostly goblinoids, like goblins and hobgoblins, more or less exclusively.
I probably wouldn't know or care.
A reasonable number of humans from Java, actually, you've had contact with.
Okay.
But yeah, occasional Knoll.
Okay.
You didn't get along well with Knolls.
There was a dream team once.
Once.
I wandered through there one time.
Yes. But
Solved a rat problem. It was great.
Yeah.
By rat,
Alright.
we mean hobgoblin.
and everybody. Yeah, that's literally
Same
everybody.
thing.
There's nobody I didn't talk to.
Uh,
So.
Hey, would you like to roll? See what
Sparks.
you know about your own setting.
Yeah, Sparks.
I just
Sparks.
did.
What
Sparks,
does Sparks know?
Sparks knows that
It's not food.
food
Might be
like,
food.
Never food.
nothing you guys came across in there was food. So thus far, he knows Scortile has no food.
Fair.
No, he chased. Oh wait, wasn't he chasing like squirrels and trees or something on the way back?
That's true. In
Yeah.
the forest, he was.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're so angry. Because they're hangry.
Yes. There's no food there.
They're
There's no
hangry.
food.
They're just hungry.
Very, very hungry.
Oh,
We'll bring
God.
them a supply of Snickers.
Oh, God.
You're not you and you're hungry.
So,
Okay.
Amelie,
Yes.
somewhere a little past the middle of the day, a young human runs into the fairgrounds. You stay at the fairgrounds to help us set it up, right? A young human runs into the fairgrounds and looks around for a couple of minutes before spotting you. And runs over. And he holds out an envelope. Got a message for you, miss.
Thank you, sir.
When you call him sir, he's like, yeah.
Someone cares. I'm kidding.
It's a bill.
It's a
That would be 12 gold, 9 silver, please.
You checked out a book from the library 8 years ago. Overdraft fee.
You can get this credit card with 0%.
no, guys. It's an ad for Shen Yun.
They're everywhere.
So,
To tell you what it takes to be a Shenyun dancer.
They need to know. They need to know like monks dances and stuff.
Yes.
that's what the monks from Nardine do.
They do crane dance.
They're just Cirque du Soleil.
They kind of are.
We're entertainment, but classy.
So as the day wears on, does anybody do anything else?
I want to go take my dad to see Orm.
You're gonna take him to Orm.
Mhm.
Interesting. That's
In the
what-
brothel.
Yes, in the
Oh,
brothel.
my
two goblins walk into the lit house.
I'm gonna see if the strongmen, when everything's kind of like
Uh-huh.
set up and everything, if they're practicing. I want to try.
Eventually, they
Yeah.
do start
I
practicing.
want to try again.
After sunset, they stop setting up.
I'm gonna go over and try to lift their things again.
Okay. I forgot about that.
Basically practicing and
I'm gonna go
performing.
try to practice with them and see if I can
Yeah.
do this.
once the
Everyone
sun
wants to be a strongman.
has more or less gone down, people stop setting up because it gets kind of like necessarily dangerous at night.
Uh huh.
Um,
Turns out ladders in dark Not
No.
good
I mean,
combination.
they have enough, magic and torches to light it if they were under time pressure, but this is a completely unscheduled appearance, so they're not.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, you find the twins.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to practice at the fair.
Okay.
I'm going to go out into another part of the market district with some of our generic flyers
Start advertising.
and start an advertising performance. So I'm going to
Sure.
be performing with flyers saying, "We're back for a special performance."
Okay.
See, she knows marketing, Charlie.
Yeah.
No, she knows advertising. There's a huge difference.
Okay.
Emmeline gets it.
For you, roll athletics.
Okay. Like
Wait. Oh.
go to the song line like
Oh,
I wish
okay.
to try again. Здравствуйте.
Yeah, okay. Give it a shot.
That is a 28.
You've thought a long time about this. You've been like, right, if I just got the handhold over here instead, I could definitely make it work. Your mistake was not understanding the leverage properly because it was meant to be lifted by someone with arms twice as long as yours. But this time, you actually like kind of get under it and like just kind of like deadlift it over your head. Like, oh, that's pretty good.
Спасибо. Let me try heavier one.
Okay. They bring over like the next one.
Athletics again? Or?
Yeah.
That is. You know what? Moving this shit. I took bonus points of strength. That's the same roll. That's identical. So that's 17.
Okay. This one you try the same kind of notion with, but the weight is just like off kilter. It's not as centered as you expected it to be. So you start getting it up and you get it like maybe a foot and a half, and then it starts tipping over sideways. You be quiet over there. It starts tipping over sideways and you go like careening off to the side before you have to drop it.
Like it's hot?
We'll work on that one.
I'm sorry.
I'll get it.
Stubborn.
Well, he is a dwarf.
That's racist, Emily.
Listen, it's my turn, okay?
We spent half an hour telling you how racist all the books are.
Hey. I'm not racist against the orcs. I'm racist against Scortile. There's a difference.
And there is a difference.
That's orcs
I'm
and
not
the-
racist against Scortile. I'm racist against the orcs.
Here's the fine line of the table.
Yes,
I
what
love
she said is
everyone.
racist. Also correct. It is because I'm a dwarf.
So,
I'm assuming I'm in the library until dark.
I think actually that's not a terrible spot for us to break.
Let everyone ruminate on Ivan's failure.
Yes.
Yes.
Let, let everyone think about how Ivan can't roll dice. But we're going to try something a little bit different this time because there's something I want to do in secret. So I'm going to have, if everyone would leave except Amelie.
Oh God.
I'm in trouble, guys.
How do I?
I'll get out so you can
Okay.
get out, and then yeah.
Okay.
It's going to take us a minute because our,
We'll be
our setup
back.
is
Are,
very
are you
cramped.
gonna do normal
I'll
break
do-
after?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do the whole like break, song, and dance afterwards.
Oh God.
Back.
I don't want to hit the camera.
Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, but I try not.
Yes, if you would go out of earshot, that would be great. Otherwise, it's not very secret. It's just we can't see you.
Dave, I wanted to join the orgy.
Not allowed.
Aw. Never sex.
Never sex. So, you got the message.
Yes.
What are you gonna do about it?
So, I'm going to meet with Master Milos because, of course I would.
Okay.
It's my master. Why wouldn't I be my master? What's wrong with you?
So, sometime not too long after sunset,
Mhm.
you head up toward the pinnacle, and you find Milos waiting in the same spot you met him the first time. He is dressed again in his silver and blue. And you notice that there are some Creedsguard around, but he seems to have instructed them not to, crowd.
Like
If
the
you-
last time?
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe even a little more so this time, so that it's not obvious if you don't look for it that
Okay.
they're guarding him. Basically, yeah, if you didn't know he was the regent, then you wouldn't know that they were
Mhm.
there to make sure that he doesn't get, murdered. So as you approach, he looks up and inclines his head in your direction.
Master, bow deeply. 'Cause
I'm very glad you came. I understand that you've been considering the prospect of pursuing your mission to Scortal.
Yes.
I think it would be wise to do so. But there is a favor you could do while you are there.
Of course.
Our government is united in our belief of the marshal, but in little else. There is a rising push toward expanding our borders, which has not taken place there haven't been meaningful gains on our borders in almost 2 centuries. And it is the belief of some that it is a divine imperative to expand, to seek conquest as the marshal would. Now,
What are you asking of me, Master?
yes. Here is the situation. We've had border conflicts in the south. They have been unfruitful and largely meaningless, but consistent enough that we cannot ignore them. Most people see little use in overtaking the forests and swamps that make the border with Scortile, so they are turning their attention elsewhere. However, I am concerned that it is possible Scortile will take that opportunity to strike against us. So while you are there, if you could gain any information you can on the general disposition of the populace as to whether they mean to attack us. I think most specifically, if you find the monks, our intelligence suggests that they make up a non-trivial amount of their combat force. If they do not plan to support an invasion against us, I don't see there being much of a risk.
I am trying to ponder what you are asking of me. If I may clarify. You wish for me to... Is surreptitiously the right word for this? Like secretively?
Yes.
Okay, to surreptitiously find out if they wish to attack you. If they are making moves to attack you.
Yes.
When you want to take their land.
We do not want to take their land. We want to take other land, but cannot redistribute our forces if it means leaving our border open to an enemy intent on attacking.
I see. Why do you wish to take this other land?
My wishes, in particular, are not necessarily the driving force here. The Synod has come down on the side of pursuing expansionism.
Has the Synod sought peace with these lands?
We have had peace 2 centuries, more or less.
So the Synod wishes to simply take the lands because they feel that their god says they are to?
It's more complicated than that. There are political forces at work along another front that make the current situation untenable.
What sort of political forces?
A redistribution, it's complicated. A redistribution of economic power, a consolidation of another nation's political might. It's potentially a threat to us.
Do you wish to beat them to the punch? But you are concerned about taking forces away to beat them to the punch, like taking those forces away from the border at Scortile
Yes.
and leaving that open.
Yes.
See.
And even if the Synod should be persuaded to change their minds on pursuing a course of action, the concern is that we would be unable to sufficiently defend our border while also defending against Scortile. We cannot, at the moment, sustain a war on 2 fronts. This is naturally not information that is meant to go to the general public.
Namely, my
This-
friends.
Anyone in honesty. This sort of tactical information about our forces is dangerous.
I understand. What are your thoughts, Master?
On the situation,
Yes.
he actually glances around him slightly. Our borders are large and difficult to maintain. We have natural barriers along some of them, but along some of them we have only political will and the might of our armies. Any expansion of those borders creates more wider lines that have to be protected.
Thank you for being honest with me. I may be frank, I am troubled by this news.
It is troubling times.
I feel conflicted. About simply taking land from others.
That's understandable. Though you would not actually be involved in any of that,
But I would be complicit.
as the whole nation will.
I feel that those who do nothing are complicit in the wrong deeds of others.
Rest assured that we are some time away from any implementation of such plans. And in the meantime, so long as useful information can be shown, perhaps information will still be pursued.
If I were to get information that could prevent this from happening. Well, does that mean if I were to get information that could prevent this from happening, would you take it to the Synod?
I will take whatever information comes to the Synod.
Do you have any thoughts of what they might do with it?
It's difficult to say.
Thank you, Master.
There is one other thing. Your progress of late has been notable. And I think that it is time for it to be recognized more formally.
How do you mean?
Well, specifically, as I am a master of the order, I am authorized to promote you a rank. To make you no longer simply an initiate, but an adept.
And I would be made an adept at this moment, or would...
You would.
Is that contingent upon anything?
No. Only on the progress you have already shown. It is unrelated to the other matters.
I appreciate that, Master. And I accept.
Excellent. Then, as Master of the Bladed Palm, I name you an Adept of the Bladed Palm. You feel a very slight tingle as the color of your headband changes from white to red.
Thank you very much, Master.
Thank you for your understanding in this difficult matter. Well, there are many things to be back to, I think.
Yes. Hmm. I will send you any information I can gather.
Very good. Hopefully we will speak again before too long. And he inclines his head and then gets up to leave.
I bow and I leave as well.
And that is where we will take our break. So, we're going to be gone for about 15 minutes. Stick with us. And we will be back real soon.
Okay.
So, we are back. Thanks for sticking with us. A couple of quick things before we dive back in. First of all, we are doing something new and interesting with our Patreon. So most of you probably have noticed by now that Pathfinder 2 has the hero points, which somebody pulled up a hero point for me. All the players get these hero points that they can use to reroll botched rolls.
I traded one in earlier to reroll
Yes.
a 5 into another 5.
Yes.
To reroll
great.
rolls, or to if they're going to die, like if they're increasing the dying condition, they can use it to stop dying to stabilize automatically. And there's different ways to get the hero points in the system. But we thought it would be neat to give you guys a chance to do a little bit of light interaction with the world. So anybody who is a Patreon supporter, once per game, you can give a hero point to one of our characters.
Give it to the GM.
You can give it to
Don't
me too.
do it.
I'll reroll stuff. I'll take villain points.
Give it to me.
So we're gonna try that out for a little while. We'll see if that gets truly absurd.
If
Yeah.
There might be a time in which we need to change it to you can
We'll cross
vote
that
on
bridge.
Yeah,
who
we will
gets
cross
a
the
hero
bridge when we come
point,
to it.
but
For
right
Infinite
now-
hero
In
points.
the meantime, donate to our Patreon and be able to give us hero points.
Yes.
All of the hero
Um,
points.
So many hero points.
Infinite hero points. Other big thing. There is a sort of a push on Kickstarter I think it's called Zine Quest, which is a sort of coordinated push toward creating system agnostic tabletop kind of zine collections of stuff. And some of them are really cool. The one that I am talking about right now is called One Page Lore. And if you go down in our About section down there, or if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a link in the description to a Kickstarter for this. And essentially, it's a bunch of single-page rundowns of lore for different fantasy races that specifically avoid a lot of the like weird racially based stereotype kind of stuff. The lizard men are an amalgam of all tribal concepts ever. Kind of
Orcs are
thing.
angry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, I haven't read the orc page. I don't know if it talks about orcs being angry, but it does talk about orcs. It doesn't talk about orcs being inherently evil.
Thank you.
So it tries to kind of give people an easy way to dive into the lore of the different races of, I guess, ancestries in Pathfinder terms,
Uh-huh.
the different ancestries, without necessarily having some of the weirdness that some of those Tolkien-based ancestries have kind of picked up along the way. So it's really cool. We are not sponsored by them, but it is written by my cousin, so it's not sponsorship, it's nepotism.
Yeah.
Straight.
So-
Nepotism, actively encouraged.
So, but it is really cool. So, in addition to being written by someone I'm related to, it's actually neat. I probably, I wouldn't have gone out and specifically asked if I could plug it on the show if I didn't think it was actually badass.
We love our cousin, but if he wasn't also a very awesome writer, we would not be.
And with a
plugging it
really
on
good
this show.
concept here, like
Cousin.
I mean,
legitimately.
we plugged other things on the show. We plugged Power Outage on the show.
Yeah, we plugged all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, we plugged stuff.
Pluggy plug.
Yes.
Sorry.
And if somebody wants to sponsor us, we'd plug that too. Whatever it is.
We will plug whatever you want for money.
Within reason. Somebody is sending me like
Please,
those
please plug Mein Kampf. No.
no, that too. I was thinking there's
No.
the I don't
Shower
know what
heads.
they're called, but there's like the line of like really edge case like energy drink powders.
Oh,
that are
bang.
basically like
Oh, wait, no. It's a different one.
it's like Bang, but like way worse.
Yeah.
That's like essentially Russian meth powder. I'm not gonna plug the Russian
No,
meth powder.
no, we're not.
Just
I-
putting this out there.
I might plug the Russian meth powder. Unless
Unless they're very interested.
Well, this is a good time to tell you guys about this new game I'm playing. Check out Raid Shadowlands.
Okay, so that brings an end to all of that. Nick.
Speaking of Russian meth powder,
So, with that, let us get back into. So when we left off, everyone had been finishing their tasks for the day. Amelie was just coming back from library or the archives.
Emmeline.
I'm sorry, Emmeline was just coming back from the archives. Tessie is coming back from her performance, and everybody is just sort of, I'm assuming, coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna take Dad to see Orm.
That's right. I totally forgot about you. Guys.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so we can do that.
Okay. Dad, you need to meet my other best friend.
There are more best friends.
Yes.
So many best friends. I don't know what to do with that. Okay.
All right.
Don't
So
worry,
I'm
they're
gonna
organized into
lead
tiers.
him to where Orm works.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Okay.
she goes to the sex club
Yes.
with her dad.
Yes.
Brothel, please.
You know.
We're not in the shallows.
Yeah.
It's still a brothel.
It's a classy sex club. That means it's a brothel.
Yes.
You're gonna get really good. It turns into the massage parlor.
Hey.
You deluxe.
And if you get even fancier than that, it goes straight back to sex clubs.
Mile High Sex Club.
Oh God.
Right.
Well, Orm, please. I'll say to the lady.
You walk in.
Whoever.
They've seen you a few times now, although they look a little surprised when you bring in another goblin.
Hey guys, this is my dad.
They're multiple.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah. Just wanted to see Orm.
I'll go get him.
Okay, great.
And after a couple of minutes, Orm does in fact appear.
Orm! Hey,
Hi.
this is my dad. You know I told you about him, right? Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah, Dad, this is Orm.
he's taller than I thought.
Right? It's because I'm small, Orm. Does not mean my dad is small, Orm.
I don't know how tall goblins are.
There.
Hi. He's like, yeah, hi. Your dad is glancing around like, what is happening right now?
Why exactly? are
Dad,
you
Orm is my companion. My companion. I pay him so that we can talk. You know about life. Like companions do. Yep.
Okay. So, just to be clear,
Yeah.
you pay him and then you talk to him.
Yes. As one does with a companion, Dad.
Okay.
The moment you realize you raised someone maybe a little sheltered, shall we say?
Hey, look. It's not his fault they've lived in the
ill-informed.
mountains their entire lives.
of all the people in our group, Screen is innocent.
Yes. So very innocent.
Except for burning everything. She's
Yes.
guilty of that.
Innocent.
Innocent and guilty at the same time.
Yes. Oh, Orm, I have a donut hole now. Reach into it. Just
He's much more
put your
familiar
hand
with
in
this.
there.
Yeah, okay. What's in there?
Pastries.
Okay. And he reaches his hand in and pulls out maybe some of the baklava. I don't know.
Cthulhu spawn.
Yes.
It's a pastry shaped like a kobold hatchling. Oh, that's Tandy.
Right?
How'd you get in there?
Enchanted.
Is that like those goblin magics?
I mean, yes. Only us can do it. Yep.
It's real impressive.
Right? I'm so impressive. Right, Dad? So impressive.
Yeah.
Told you I got more powerful.
Old goblin donut magic.
Yeah.
All of us know that.
See, you know.
Good looking out, Dad.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for being a bro.
Oh, okay. All good.
Okay. Well, just wanted you to meet my other friend. We can go back now. Oh, Orm, the carnival thing is back in town. You wanna?
Really?
Yes. Hang out again.
That was fast.
Right? You got turned around at the border, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll have to go get more funnel cakes.
Right? I'll be there, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Bye. And I'll leave.
and like half of the staff has been kind of like looking over. What What is happening?
It's just like,
You've been away too long. They no longer know about the goblin that randomly comes in and feeds one of the dudes pastries for
that's
like
behind
3
closed doors.
hours.
You don't know that.
First of all, you're assuming he's told any of them. That's what's going on.
I'm assuming Scree's not subtle enough to not be noticed by everybody there.
Oh no, they know,
No,
they know about
we're
the
in a
goblin.
room,
They don't
Charlie.
necessarily know what they're doing in the room.
Yes. Well.
Yep.
Anyway,
That's a different kind of brothel.
And then I'll head back to the fair.
okay.
Yep.
So you and your father, after leaving the brothel,
Yes.
return to the Starstride Fair.
To the fair.
In phrases I never thought I would say.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I meant you and your father.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her and your father return from the brothel and go to the fair.
Yeah.
As one
The
does.
proper
Yeah.
order of things.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds like a
You know.
day out,
Mm-hmm.
family bonding time.
Family
Yep.
affair.
I'm so disappointed.
I'm very proud.
Oh,
Thank
no.
you. I was debating on whether or not to say it, but you know.
It had to be done.
Well, you made a choice.
Yes, I did.
That choice correlates to 1d10 damage.
Meanwhile,
Nice.
Amelie, on her way back, takes psychic damage.
As she thinks that very sentence.
So, you guys get back to the fair. You have the option to stay there if you would like. It will let you stay there for the night, or you can just go back to the inn that you've been for the last
I'm gonna
couple
stay
of
there.
days, basically.
Tessie is totally staying there.
I'd probably stay at the fair.
Because for Tessie, it's a choice of stay at the inn or stay at home.
Right.
And for Ivan, it's a cast an alarm spell and worry about vampires, or have crazy powerful oracle person.
It's true, you guys haven't talked to Tessie's grandmother yet.
Oh yeah, she would probably want to talk to her grandmother
Okay.
pretty soon. Not super urgent, but
I'll stay. If my friends are staying, then I'll stay.
Emmeline,
How snobby is she feeling today?
do you go back on your own?
Might do it. No, she does not. Not today.
I probably it probably comes to the point where you're like
Safety in numbers.
You're just like, but I want to stay at the inn. I'm like, Emmeline, I cast alarm spell, and we worry about the vampire all night, or crazy powerful oracle person who blessed the death out of area. You choose which one you want to sleep next to.
I'll take the oracle.
Take the Oracle for 500.
I'll take my dad.
And she sleeps with her dad.
Oh.
Returning from the brothel.
I hate you all so much.
Just gonna curl up in a ball on top of him.
Mattress Tear family.
Yes.
Mattress to your best family.
Yes. Oh no, Sherry.
Charlie.
I think there's some bleach in the other room if you like.
Look, there's a reason why I have an excessive amount of ibuprofen.
Yeah, I'm catching on to that.
So, do you want to talk to your grandmother tonight or in the morning?
Honestly, probably tonight.
Okay.
So she's going to find her grandmother. Emma?
As usual, she is off in her little, like, weird fortune teller tent, like, cart. Somehow I wouldn't say carriage, but I'm like, that's not the word that I'm looking for at all.
So she'll pull out her journal and show her the notes from the owl and the bat and the owl and bat dream and the encounter with the elf corpse and, just everything about the necklace that she's written notes about. She'll just hand her the notes.
She'll start reading it, and she actually, like, occasionally crosses something out and corrects it.
Nice.
Like, what she's correcting it with it, you can't tell, because she's, like, hunched over it.
And the poem is in there and
Sure.
stuff like that.
No.
Oh.
That's
And
not
the-
what your
also
dream
the-
said.
The encounter with the walker
Hmm.
during the Brambleman capture.
Well, that's very nice.
This is it. Do you want it?
Oh. Well, I don't know if I should take it, since it was given to you.
I know. I just felt it was polite to ask.
But maybe I'll take it later.
Okay. Have you heard of any of that before?
Oh no. No, it was very interesting.
That way you're crossing cards out. Scribbling.
You ain't there.
Because, you know, the voice in the shadows, I can't find that anywhere.
Well, you know, names are just who we are at the time, I guess.
It looks like it may have been at one time a she.
These things happen.
Hmm. I kind of want to know what happened.
Well, if you find out, you should write it down,
Oh, of course.
and then I'll read it.
Yes, as always. Anything new?
Oh, well,
Hmm.
I think that either one of the tents is going to burn,
Oh, that's inconvenient.
or it's going to be very unseasonably warm. It's
Less
difficult to tell.
inconvenient. But still also inconvenient. Maybe we should get some water?
Oh yes, I mean we've always got water, but you know, I don't think anyone will get like maimed or anything if it hurts.
Oh, that's good. Just inconvenience then, not inconvenient and disastrous.
It's hard to say though. Always difficult to tell.
Okay, well, I'll keep an eye out and try to avoid letting Kender play with fire.
Yes, he does do that sometimes.
I'm gonna look through at what she corrected.
it's a bunch of like weird random spots where she like, you know, crossed out something about glass, the glass orb, and was like, nope, that was crystal.
Oh, I wondered why the glass looked funny. That will be it. Thank you.
It's grammatically incorrect, Tessie.
There's a couple of those too. Correcting spelling and grammar.
Dreams
but
are-
also,
Hey,
but also occasionally facts about your own perception.
At one point, corrects the grammar of the language of the gods, and just like, how do you what?
No, wouldn't even ask that.
It's just like, no, there's supposed to be more of a hook over here. I'm scared.
What are you?
So,
what?
If
doesn't
I'm
make any
wearing
sense.
this,
You're the she in this, aren't you?
if I'm wearing this, I can speak Celestial now.
No, you can't.
No, I can't. You're right.
Celestial is the language of like the angels.
Oh, sorry. I named the wrong language.
It's the divine tongue.
Yes. If I'm wearing this, I can speak the divine tongue now.
Oh yeah, that's better.
I hasn't heard of any of this.
So the Bramble Man said to the Walker, something like, I'm not surprised you arranged this when he was captured.
I should have.
Or I should have known you arranged this when he was captured, and I'd like to know what it was that was arranged.
Well, being the god of fate probably means you arrange a lot of things.
True. That I'm confused about. Because there's a lot about the Bramble Man that makes me think he's an enemy, but there's a lot about the Bramble Man that makes me think he's a friend, or maybe just neutral. He did help us, although I don't know if he was helping us so much as he was helping himself, and it just also happened to help us at the same time.
I'm cold. Leave me alone.
Well, those are all possibilities. Sometimes you can have people that aren't just enemies or friends. Sometimes it's complicated.
I want some tea. Do you want tea?
Oh, of course.
Okay, let's make tea. And then we'll make tea.
Leave me alone.
It's fine. So, you all proceed with your night. And presuming no one has anything left to do, you all go to sleep.
Book. Actually, no, I had to give all my reading materials back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you left with
Boy
it,
from the
it would have
archive.
set on fire.
Maybe
That's what she was seeing.
Yeah.
Whoops, my bad, guys.
You always return your library books.
You should have told me if you left with any books, because they would have engulfed you in flames.
Not just themselves in flame. What are you doing?
My head is cold.
Oh my god, what is
Morgan?
happening?
Morgan,
I'm sorry.
are you're just putting on like a fucking shawl.
Leave me alone.
Babushka.
He's just turning into an 87-year-old babushka. Just...
Yeah. Sorry.
Anyway,
Sorry, my bad.
So we go to sleep.
yes, you all go to sleep. And shockingly, there are no vampire attacks of any kind.
Whoa.
Wow.
I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say there are no dreams. I was like,
There are also no out of the ordinary dreams during the night.
okay. But still.
There's only the normal
Yay.
and possibly horrifying nightmares.
Twitch.
The normal
Twitch.
horrifying nightmares.
It's okay, Scree found somewhere else to sleep for the night, and so she's not in danger of being stabbed.
Whew.
No, now you're
Not
just
by
cold.
you.
It's weird this dream was being scribed by something called Twitch.
They're always watching. It's just one giant purple eye.
With two pupils.
Yes.
Little.
Is it the Watcher? Aw.
So, you all wake up,
That's a relief.
presented with. What's that?
I said that's a relief.
You all die in your sleep. End of arc.
Weird.
Knew it.
It was
You
our
die of
tent that caught
completely
on
natural
fire.
causes, precisely simultaneously.
Unrelated and different natural.
Meteors are natural.
It's gonna get very warm here.
Oh man, we are loose tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what are you going to do after you wake up?
Help make breakfast.
Cool.
Meditate.
Yeah.
Normal kind of
Normal stuff.
polishing
Meant
sword.
Anything other than normal stuff.
Polish.
Fail to wake up.
Wake up. Sleep more.
Die of heart attack.
I'm gonna follow my dad around.
Well, you get some food first,
Yes.
and then
With your dad.
Yes.
But then he gets some food first, so presumably she also gets some.
Oh, I thought you said you get food. Okay.
And then before too long, he sets about hoping to finish the setup that laid over from last night.
I'll just sit there and watch him. Or my pastries.
That's one bulk of pastries down.
Alright. 11 to go.
It's still such a bizarre.
It's a donut hole.
Yes.
So you guys have more or less as much time as you want here.
I'm going to ask if anyone needs assistance.
Okay, you can definitely find places to assist.
I will probably go up to Amelie and be like, so, probably want to know, when do you want to leave?
Well, I figure we could leave when the Synod says that we are okay.
God has said we are okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
we're about 2 weeks
been-
after the meeting.
Yeah, it's been some time.
Well, wait, didn't they say that they wanted us to stay for a little
Stay
bit?
for a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Make
Yeah,
sure
stay
that
for a
nothing
couple
came
weeks.
up, but it's
Okay.
Yes, but
Okay.
you guys have gotten word by now that
Okay.
you're free to go.
Okay. Then, whenever anyone is ready.
It's
should
up to
probably-
you. I just wish to know if I get job first or not. On road, do not get job here. If not going to be on road, I get job here.
I would say, do not get a job.
Okay, it's your adventure. You tell us.
I feel we should stock up on supplies and then head out. Maybe in 2 days' time.
So,
So we'll give Bree some time with her father before. If she still wishes to leave with him. What? She
Complex question.
did you say die?
Yes. There's a good possibility.
Die horribly in the wilderness. Stay here with my father.
And Orm.
And what?
But burn things.
Less burn things.
burn things and be paid, burn things and get in trouble. Hmm.
Yes. I will leave.
Wait, which one? In which one is she not getting paid?
She burns down Marshall's stand. She's definitely not getting paid for it.
Well, it depends on who would be paying her.
Nope.
That's why you go to Skyvoo School first. Then you get paid to burn down Marshall's stand.
All right. Planning.
Okay.
All
Like,
about
so-
the order.
So how far is Skyvoo Skill from Scortile?
Out
So
of the
who's
way.
goes directly south of Scarlet?
It's all the way through
Do
Scorchtown.
we go? You think if we go through same route, it let us through, or do we need to pick different path?
Well, considering the route that the fact that Tessie's family was sent back, I say we go a different route.
Which, if we cannot use road through Cadia because it's blocked, we'll likely have to go south and around, into Skyvuskill.
You
We should pack-
can actually there's an entire border along Scortile directly to the south.
That would not be patrolled or covered.
Some of it might be, but previously you've gotten in through Southwatch, which was specifically because you.
Yes, we
had
had
to
a
go to
mission for
South.
Southwatch. Yeah.
But it's
Right.
not like there was a giant wall
But,
across the
Yeah,
whole.
it's just a big.
Okay, they haven't
dense
blockaded the border. Okay, well in that case,
It would just be a matter of sneaking past
Yeah.
guards. And stuff.
Yeah.
And even then, they might not care that much. They're just like, oh, some people. Okay.
Someone has the marshal symbol.
Well, on our side, the bandits would probably be less about that.
Well, the bandits could be like, oh, they have a fucking orc. No.
You can borrow my hat.
Hasn't stopped bandits in the past.
They have a fucking orc.
And then those bandits got crit into the dirt. Maybe it should have. I don't know. Like,
The bandits are probably more likely to
Homily
be,
has-
they have a fucking orc. What's she gonna do? Report her to the Creed's Guard?
Homily
Perfect
has-
crime.
Homily has a history with one-shotting things.
I've been trying to practice my power bomb.
Next adventure, there's just gonna be like, and this enemy has monk damage resistance. Like, it's just specifically
It's for
monk
monks.
damage.
Yeah.
They just are immune to punch.
Yes, they're specifically resistant to unarmed damage for some reason.
I was about to say there was always kick, but
Well,
So then, leave whenever ready. I will get myself ready in the meantime and let us know. I believe supplies are good. We have not been using well. We still have same supplies.
I guess I don't know if it's in game or out of game. How much supplies do we have? Like, how long would
It's a
it
great
last?
question. Someone should know that. It is not me.
The basic adventures kit comes with a 2 weeks trail ration, I think.
And you guys re-up to that last when you were at when you left Wilterport for South Launch, right? The first time?
yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, that took to there like a week-ish of rations were used up in that trip. So you got like a week-ish of food each.
Yeah, we should probably stop.
I also will be. I can conjure food as normal if we need. Save supply.
Will we be going back through the swamplands? The southern wetlands?
You don't have to. It
was-
is an option. It's probably the easiest option.
Okay, because I was thinking about whether or not to get like boots, like nice boots that my feet don't get all muddy.
You certainly
mean-
can.
Get nice stylish boots like me.
Those won't be comfortable to walk in.
They're very comfortable to walk in. I spent good money on these boots.
I believe that is called the sunk cost fallacy.
I think it's just called she has smaller feet than you.
Hey man, crafted
Um,
boots. Good boots.
I'm gonna buy another lesser healing potion from Windress.
Sure.
Could I make a roll for the 2 days before we leave? To see if I can spend a bit more time at that the medical facility I was working at?
That's actually all part of the same.
Oh, okay, so that was
Her name-
included when I
yeah.
rolled last?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You're actually getting out slightly ahead of the full 14 days, so you are actually making slightly more gold than you otherwise would have.
Can I toot my own horn?
Sure.
Has anyone noticed that my headband has changed colors?
That's a good question.
Ooh.
You're wearing it as normal, so eventually you all will notice that her headband has changed color. It is no longer white; it is now a scarlet red.
But do I notice that it's
What
changed
happened to
color?
headband?
Oh, well, he says it out loud. Never mind. I was like, do I notice?
The question
What
is,
happened
do
to
you
headband?
notice-
Well, I notice it now.
The question is, do you notice your cousin's changed headband before the random dwarf does?
That's actually a really good question.
The medic noticed her white headband is now stained entirely red, and he's concerned.
Looks like
Do I need
fire.
to cast heal on you?
Actually did really well in that perception, so apparently yes.
Yes, and you probably notice pretty much right away that the color scheme your cousin is wearing has changed.
What happened to headband?
I have been promoted.
Ooh.
By who?
Master Milos.
Gave you new headband?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, it is actually the same headband, but he. I feel awful because I don't know the word for it.
Imbued?
You know that the headbands given to initiates of your order are in fact magical, and alter their color as the initiates rank up.
huh.
That's cool.
Yes.
Congratulations. When was Master Milos here? Just kind of like thinking that.
I received a note to meet him.
Oh.
I received a note to meet him, and he said, and he stated that due to our efforts, our combined efforts, he felt that I have advanced enough to be promoted.
Does the color have any meaning, or is it specifically assigned to rank?
It is specifically assigned to rank.
Well, congratulations.
Yay. Do you want a honey bun to celebrate?
Yes.
I buy you a drink tonight.
Well, thank you. And thank you for not making me stick my hand in your donut hole.
You're welcome. I only do that for special friends.
I will not take offense to that.
It's like, well, now I want to stick my hand on your donut.
Donut
Give me that
hole to your
hole.
best
Give me that
friend.
hole.
Jay's weird.
I'm sorry. I really didn't think about like the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yes. I didn't think about the whole thing until I said it.
Donut hole
Cool.
to your best friend.
So,
So, 2 days' time.
2 days' time. After the first day,
About a week's rations and a compass.
trust you guys with your money. Like, I'm not going to.
Mistake.
How
Yeah,
much
I'm
is all
kidding.
that?
What's that?
How much is all that?
I don't know.
What?
Off the top of my head.
Well, we bought another.
We'll find it out.
I mean, I have a price list actually for some of that sort of stuff. But you guys have books and stuff, so you can look it up after the game.
Okay.
It's not
Yeah, I'm going off of an app.
super desperately important right
And
this
like
I must know.
the app automatically deducts from my money.
Oh, nice.
So, after the first day, the fair has more or less been set up. And so that night, they start letting people come to. And it's, a fairly slow crowd at first, but people have fun. No tents are burnt down, nor is it too unseasonably warm.
Yay.
But late on the first day, like maybe 10-ish at night. How active are all of you at the fair?
Oh, I was gonna say I'm pretty active. Go get funnel cake, watch the
Yeah,
shows. and
I'm definitely
stuff.
getting
Yeah.
mead and whatnot. And
Okay.
I'll hang out with Orm if he's there.
how
I'm
how much
drinking.
would it cost to have like a night of revelry at the fair, and especially since buying her drinks too?
But with her getting drinks,
Not all of drinks, but like
Sure,
I definitely
yeah.
get her a couple drinks. Yeah.
for both of you, like a gold and a half.
Okay.
If you want to if you want to make it solid revelry.
Yeah.
Solid revelry.
For at least during the day of the first day, I would like to also go back to the archives and look for things of maps,
Sure.
like trying to get some idea of things. But
Yeah.
at the night, I'll participate in the
I
festival.
will get you a map once I am in front of Photoshop.
Cool. But yeah, during the festival, like, I will meander and participate. And if there's like group dancing things, participate in that or whatever. But sure. Not super active.
Okay. So somewhere during that, nothing terrible. It's fine. It's total.
Somewhere during all of that, the DM makes a roll.
I know.
Somewhere during all of that, I'm gonna go with Tessie.
Mm-hmm.
You, during one of your performances, notice a familiar figure in the crowd, or more specifically, a familiar black cat shoulder, sitting up like among the front phalanx of people for your performance is Lucas in his brightly colored coat with his cat next to his shoulder.
It's a lot worse or a lot less worse than I thought it was going to be.
I'm going
Yeah.
to wave slightly.
He'll wave back a little bit, and Onyx will flick his tail in a vaguely dismissive but acknowledging motion.
As close to a wave as I'm going to get from a cat.
Yes.
Yes, I see.
So, after your performance, he's going to kind of conspicuously mill around the front of the crowd as they start to filter out in a sort of like not making it obvious that I'm not leaving. Definitely
I'm
not
going
leaving.
to start working the crowd in a sort of a semi after show
Sure.
kind of, which I've probably done before, just in general, reminding them, doing some minor tricks that I can do while standing and walking, and reminding them of all of the other wonderful things going on in the fair and the other times for the shows in this tent, things like that.
Uh-huh.
Remember
Walking
the
around
funnel
with a tip
cake
bucket.
booth, or this
Jiggling
game,
with the hand.
that such and such a show is starting at such a time in that tent, and this tent will have X show, and just basically working the crowd, but doing so in a way that I'm sort of working my way over to him, so that it doesn't look like I'm working my way over to him.
Sure. Okay. So, he keeps milling about until you get close enough, and he leans a little closer and is like, "Oh,
Welcome to the fair.
yeah.
Try
it's,
the funnel cake.
Yeah, I'll definitely eat funnel cake."
The clowns will be in this tent in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
She talking about us?
So,
I haven't got my makeup on yet.
he just walks out and just starts like flipping in random directions with clown makeup on.
Lotus formation.
She enters somersaulting in the lotus formation.
Right. So I thought, if you have a minute, I could talk to you.
I will be over in the sideshow ring in about 5 minutes.
Okay. So I guess I'll see you there.
But until then, I'm on break.
Oh, that's good. You can be on break somewhere that doesn't have people.
There are many spots where you can go
Okay.
to feed your cat and give him a break from the crowd. Let me show you.
Smooth.
And she's gonna
There are
sort of-
many places you can go.
Just like Twitch.
Twitch.
The marketing.
I just imagine like someone pulling a string, just letting it go.
Right. So,
The clowns will be out in 5 minutes.
I have a thing for you that like you, your crowd, your gang. Really? Yeah, sure.
What?
Do you guys? Okay, yeah, them.
What?
Would you like us to disperse?
Come on, this way. So she's gonna lead him over to an area with fewer people, sort of behind a booth.
Right. So I have something for you. I heard from places that you're going to Score Tile. So I have something.
Funny you should hear that, because that wasn't decided until like maybe an hour ago.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Look, I don't know how they know. They just told me.
Who are they?
Oh my god. I can't tell you that.
Oh no, that's not suspicious at all.
Look, I have something for you from somebody you know.
Who?
I don't know. So, he starts looking around like, how many people can hear me? Look, here's the thing. Sort of an organization, a network of people who help move people who need moving from places to other places.
Oh, smugglers.
Yes, but
Sure.
for like hood reasons.
Yeah.
Sure. So See, it's just you said smugglers, and it's just got like such a negative thing. But yes, smugglers.
It's not always negative necessarily. But I can see how it has a historically negative connotation, so maybe I
Right.
chose the wrong word.
But no, you're right. I mean, we also have to pay for it, so we do also smuggle other things. But anyway, so
Slurred your words.
what's that?
Kind of slurred your words there a little bit. Sorry.
Anyway, so I have a thing for you from someone you met, I guess, while you were in Scortile.
Oh.
And it's kind of like it's like a token that can get you help if you need it.
Okay, how does it work?
You show it to people, and if they recognize it, they'll help you.
Okay. Is there anyone who will kill us if they recognize it?
I don't think so. Most people
Okay.
either know what it means,
Or we'll just stare at us
help you, or
confused
just
blank?
don't know what
Okay.
it means. Yeah.
Well,
So I mean, it's not like a sure thing, but maybe it'll help.
okay.
Obviously, it's like more useful in cities and stuff. There's like a lot of people. Someone is more likely to see it, so you could just
Yeah.
like pin it somewhere, and that means you need help.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. Right. So here's that, and he reaches into a
Okay.
bag and pulls out. It looks actually like a sort of. At first glance, it looks kind of like a little tiny wreath, almost like woven from twigs. But when you touch it, you realize that it's like lacquered over to keep it like in perfect form, and that there's a very specific pattern to how they're all woven.
Nice. Sticks it in my pocket.
Right. So, other thing, if you guys happen to want some extra money
Oh, we always want that.
and happen to go near Wolfwater on your way back, and you happen to meet someone there, there's a delivery that you could pick up on the way that we would really be appreciative of.
I can't answer for the others, but that shouldn't be a problem.
Sure, if you don't do it, let me know.
Ow.
I don't know, you guys have magic and shit.
Okay. Okay.
You have magic. Glares at you. Just like, okay, concerned now.
And I feel some magic coming my way.
Hopefully it's good.
So, yeah, if you go to Wolfwater, there's a woman named Ami. You're all from Cadia, yes.
Oh,
Some,
sorry.
there's a theme in some of the names sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the delivery, or will have the delivery by the time you get there.
All right. I will tell the others.
And contact us when you have it, and we'll tell you where to take it.
Is the delivery likely to explode or eat us? Or get us killed?
No, and probably no.
Okay,
That's
okay. A
helpful.
little concerning, but probably still okay. Okay. Incidentally, the funnel cake really is good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I got some on the way, obviously. Did you not eat funnel cake?
Yeah. Alright, so pick up a delivery in Wolfwater or tell you if we didn't. And this wreath can be displayed to get help.
Yes.
Got it.
We're big in Scortile.
You're big in Scortile?
Yeah, very popular.
Okay.
Meaning you're more
And-
likely to get help there.
I understand. I got that
Okay.
part. And you're not allowed to tell me the name of the group?
Nope.
Okay. I mean, I think I know who gave you the wreath, because I've really only met one person in Squirtile.
I mean, probably, but they didn't tell me who it was. It's not like they physically passed me the wreath.
Got it.
It was more like a word goes down the line to pass a token to
Mhm.
these people.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
There's certain people who can give tokens and certain people who can tell people things like the names of the organization. I'm not either of those, so fun.
I'll get back to work, and you get back to stuff.
Yep.
Reaches out and pets his cat.
Onyx like deigns to look at you and tilt his head slightly closer for a few moments, and then leans back away.
You get 3 scritches. No more.
And she does. She goes back to work.
Okay. So,
Cool.
anything else people need to do?
I was hanging out.
There's a lot of things I want to do with that, but I don't know any of it yet. So.
Yep.
So I will
I
wait.
was not there.
But
Probably a good thing for him.
Hey, look, you might have strategically chosen who he contacted.
Who's the least likely to be both investigative and also going to be a pain in my butt?
And also stabbing me.
Stabby, stabby, less stabby side of the table. With the exception of maybe Scree, but that's fire instead.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do a lot of stabbing. He can't give me the information if he's dead.
You can
You
do
can
a
just
lot
heal
of
him.
stabbing without killing him.
I mean, I could, but he's not giving me the information then either because I keep needing to use heal spells on him. So, you know.
I have all the social traits. I can stab him without swords.
I stab you with words.
So you may distribute that information as you wish.
I will, as soon as I get a chance, like at my big break, I will go tell everybody and show them the wreath and basically recount the
Gather us
entire
together.
conversation during meal break.
Sure.
Interesting. Can I see?
Sure.
Can I roll gang lore
Yes, you
to
can.
identify it?
Yes, you
Well.
can.
Amazing.
That's a 28.
I will get you some information for these.
Okay.
I have to put the details down to paper first, but you will identify this.
Do I at least get the name? Do you know?
I don't, off the top of my head, I don't remember what I named them. It's in a document that I
Okay.
forgot to print.
I'll go like, huh? You know, I think I recognize this. I do know this. Let me think on it. I may have something for you.
So if we want some extra money, we can stop at Wolfwater and pick up a package that is not likely to blow up, not likely to eat us, might get us killed, but might not, and deliver it.
Okay. Not dangerous. Will kill us. Got it.
Well, not
No,
kill
the-
us, get us killed. There's a distinction.
Duh. No, it's a good
Carrying-
point. It's
carrying a-
problem with language. Duh. But yes, pick up package.
Carrying a package with a Sturge baby will kill us. Carrying a package with anything that the Bramble Man sent us after will get us killed. That's the distinction.
I
It's
do
not
not
likely
know-
to kill us itself.
I do not
It
know what
might get
package
us
is. I
killed.
will not ask what package is. That is simply bad etiquette.
You do recognize that the symbol does in fact represent an organization that is known for both smuggling things and smuggling people out of areas that are dangerous for them.
And an annoying bunch of moralizers rather than a real criminal gang.
No, they're very much a real criminal.
Oh, are
gang.
they? Okay.
They do.
So-
They smuggle some illicit shit.
So they, okay,
But also smuggle people.
sure.
Yeah.
But they're not like some group of freedom fighters trying to do a good cause. They're like, no, we're a gang that does stuff for money. You know, we'll
They're-
smuggle
they're a
people.
little bit of
but
both.
People need.
They're
Okay.
a little bit of both.
They're neutral.
Kind of. They're definitely smuggling people to help people, but they're smuggling stuff or money.
Yeah, sure.
And also because it lets them smuggle
You're
people.
like, look, Pick up package, take to place, no one else needs see it. This I do.
Can you
And
call
it's
them
probably
This is
not-
much more comfortable.
And it's probably not explosives or a sturge baby.
No, it's probably good drug.
No.
But
Yeah,
we're
you're
not
right,
going
it
to look
probably
to,
is
but
drugs.
we're not going to look to find out because it's not our business. So I pick up, I take the thing, we get our money. It's good business.
Would call them Fireflies, except The Last of Us already took that.
Well,
For their big freedom fighting smuggling organization.
It's taken.
We'll call them the lightning bugs, whatever they were.
Lightning bugs.
It's totally different.
Platinum bug.
I don't know what's going on. over there.
Morgan has found a word. She has learned it. It is hers now.
I need to feel it in my mouth.
Okay.
Platinum bug.
Dave,
Morgan
you
feels-
broke Morgan.
Well, she's about to return the favor, so we're good.
Pick up package, smuggle back, get paid. Easy enough. This I understand.
I
In
mean, most of the
meantime-
things that we've done before have been for self-interest. I'm not super fond of being a courier.
is good money.
Yeah, I mean, we're heading that way anyway.
How is get good money not self-interest? If you want self-interest, we get good money.
I don't like being a courier.
Like getting money.
Well, you don't have to be the courier, you just won't carry the package.
And also get paid. I mean,
Fair.
You can be conscientious objector to a large sum of money. We do not mind. But I take sum of money.
Okay. It just extends their time before getting back.
And makes it worth that extension. But
Okay.
did you have big plans?
I would like to get back to Arisgate before too long.
They
I need to
understand.
come with you.
Yes. Did you think you wouldn't?
Our cousin did not seem to like me.
This is
Yes, I said
Arisgate.
our cousin.
Well, I
This
don't
is
think
Arisgate, not Nordia.
she lived in Arisgate.
And either way, that is a Chauffoyer house. Not De Rosy.
Technically not your cousin, so you get to go wherever you like, and she does not get to say.
Walking into Nordia, questionable.
I mean, they can try to stop. She punched red now. Is red punching, see?
I'm seeing red, guys.
That
I
still
will-
doesn't make it necessary. You know what? I'm ending this.
So the De Rosis have more scary people than Isabel.
I will do what I
should
can to
hope
not
so.
offend her.
Banging on table needs work.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I'm not in the conversation.
I want a crafts breakdown of how good was that banging on it. Or performance.
Oh, yeah.
Performance. How was the
You do
performance? of that
society,
breakdown?
perhaps?
I want a crash breakdown of how much did the table hold up. And if it did, needs work.
The table did hold up.
It was
It's
bars.
like a
well,
religion
I can-
breakdown on the opinion of each of the gods on
What is this
Elves
banging on table?
banging
What
on
is this?
tables. Take society for each country's regional opinion on table elf banging.
I will do it. I'll do. I will do my occultism roll in order to perform the specific bang table ritual.
I think that what you want is lore hedonism, Charlie. We're talking about table elf banging.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Moving on.
I mean, is that why you wanted them to lay on top of each other?
Oh,
moving
God.
on.
Anyway.
So we go. So we have this. We show someone if need help. Otherwise, we pick up package, and it all will be should be okay. He's make some extra money on side. And always do it.
Seems straightforward. Okay.
Photo show. I believe leave tomorrow, though.
Yes.
That song was in there twice in a row for some reason.
Well then,
So,
I see
Next
you in the
up.
morning.
okay. So you all do things for the rest of the day, the rest of the night.
Enjoy the festival.
You enjoy
Work.
the fair, or work at the fair, or enjoy working at the fair.
We're working at the fair, basically.
Get fortunes told, see performances, all sorts of good stuff.
Your fortune is just like a bunch of crap.
They're just like, oh, we brought this out. Just like hands rose bush. Just like,
If they have any like,
thanks.
if they have any like strongman like carnival games, dominate them.
Sure, there definitely are.
Ring that damn bell.
Cast True Strike just to be sure.
I did prepare that one.
It's about the technique, not the strength.
Actually, I also prepared. If there is some like strongman thing or whatever, I cast enlarge on myself first.
Big door.
Go ha
Sure. So anyway, you ring some bells, obviously.
At some point, there is a very big, very drunken Ivan stumbling around the fair.
Yay, Ivan.
For 1 minute.
For 1 minute.
At least 1 minute at a time. I don't know how many preparations of it you made.
Oh no, just one.
Okay, cool.
Did I get my fortune read?
Sure.
I want mine right now.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Sorry, I brought it up.
Just kidding.
It's fine. So, you want your fortune read. Are you going to go to a specific fortune teller? There are a couple.
Who are the fortune tellers that I can go to?
One appears to be a tiefling. And then there is...
With only one arm.
Oh no.
No, it is a male tiefling. He's got like pale red skin. And then there is a human woman. And there is Tessie's grandmother.
I'm going to test this grandmother.
I had a suspicion. So,
There's only one person who's going to be trusted.
so you sit down. Oh, hello.
Hello. How are you this fine evening?
Well, it's very nice. It's not too warm yet, so I think there'll be a fire.
Where?
Oh, it's hard to say.
Is there something I could do to help?
Oh no, don't worry about it.
Okay. If there is anything I can do later, let me know.
Yes. What did you need to know?
I was given a task, and I don't know if I should go through with it.
You just want to know if it's a good idea.
I guess yes.
She picks up some runes and puts them all in like a little bag. And then pulls out a couple of them and casts them onto the table. Okay.
You are the fire. That's Shroom.
That's why I'm so hot, guys, you know?
Not gonna lie. We're gonna take a picture real quick.
Oh, God!
I thought you were just kind of rolling the dice for like symbolism, but apparently
Oh, no,
you
I was-
actually meant things.
I was rolling them for a little bit of flavor, and then something happened. give me
no.
just a moment, everybody.
Check out our Instagram page. That'll be up on there later.
And probably on Twitter, too.
I don't know whether to be scared or not.
So I rolled four dice. It was just like a D10, a D8, a D6, and a D4.
Mhm.
The D10 came up 10, and all three of the other ones came up 4.
Weird.
Funny
that
thing,
happened.
4 is the Japanese number for death.
Is it?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh,
4
I
is
just-
the unlucky number of Japan because it is the number of death.
Can die.
Bye, Amelie.
By fire.
Possibly.
I mean, 4 has a lot of meanings in a lot of different cultures. But, anyway,
Us clearly being Japanese.
yes. As you know, Cadia is very based on Japan.
Yes.
Itadakimasu.
Well, that's very interesting.
Am I going to die?
I can't say for sure. I just never know for sure.
I will take
But I think that in order, how to best put this, you should follow your task and then decide if you should finish it.
I suppose that makes sense. Thank you.
I think at some point in your task it'll be clear to you whether or not you should complete it. And also whether you died.
If I died, I will let you know.
That's good. I'd like that.
Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And I pray that it is not too hot.
Yes. But maybe a little hot. Then we wouldn't need the fire.
Would you like me to get you? Like maybe something to keep you warm?
Oh, no, don't worry. It's not me. It's the tents.
Okay.
So it's great. You are, like, you see Amelie get up and come out of the little, like, fortune teller booth.
Try very hard not to hit her head.
There's like a little fringe at the top. Just goes. Fortunately, it weighs approximately nothing, and you're fine. But
Like,
Ow.
and then you file in after her.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Oh, hello.
Hey, so it turns out that you were right about the whole not dying thing on the moon.
Oh, I thought so.
Yeah, thanks for that. Can you do another one for me?
Well, yeah. Okay.
Cool.
What did you want to know?
I just want to know that my dad's going to be safe if I leave.
Now I just want to see what happens.
death.
That's to the bones.
Okay. Cool. Oh, I think he'll be very safe.
Yeah?
Yeah. It should be fine.
Okay. Cool. That makes me feel a lot better. Thanks, bye. I leave.
Tell him to be careful with the fire, though.
Yeah, alright. I will go to my dad.
and you go over there just in time to see that he apparently has just tried his hand at performing for the first time.
I'm
And
so proud.
has lit the corner of one of the tents on fire with his dragon breath.
I'm gonna summon a water method to put that out.
Your quick thinking summons this little water imp. He just goes, and just kind of like jumps on top of the fire.
Stamping on it.
Just snuggles on it.
Oh no, it's a grease fire.
Turns out her father was mimicking a grease dragon.
Oh no!
It's an electrical fire. The worst.
Time to leave, guys.
Catch all fires at once.
Oh God.
Who else is getting their fortune told?
Oh, I just said
anybody else?
fortunes told. I just kind of meant that in a general thing, not
I
as
would
a
like
specific.
Oh god.
I can
We're just gonna go around the whole
That's
table.
I'm fine. We got this. I'll just keep rolling dice.
And actually, like, would it throw you off too badly if she goes into the tiefling guys?
No.
What's his name? Because you probably would know that.
That.
Consult the list.
Is it Jareth?
Hi, Jareth. He walks in, plunks down a coin.
Oh hey. What are you doing here?
I feel bad. I feel like we should have paid Tessie's
Oh, you want the thing? Okay.
Yes.
He reads with rods, little like essentially
Mm-hmm.
carved sticks of different woods, which he casts as well. Oh, what were you looking to learn?
I'm trying to find out the history of the gods. And I want to know where to look or if I should be looking in the first place.
Well, that seems to be a very dangerous path, but one with potential rewards. I feel like I just gave him like a slightly more masculine version of her grandmother's voice.
Whoops.
But I think you could get a lot out of it. You just have to be careful about who finds out.
Okay.
Walk the balanced path.
I'm just thinking about balanced paths.
I'm
in
going
this
to
party.
roll and see if I notice all of my party members going in and out. What a
This is
thing.
like this line of everyone.
Yeah.
Just like in front
Any-
of the.
I mean, I'm pretty drunk, so I need to see,
Yeah.
do I
Any
notice?
clues on where I should look?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
It's not really
I need
that
to roll this so I
specific.
think of it independently. Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe you try to go to the fortune teller to see if you're gonna win the next match. You know you will. You know in your gut you will.
I want to, first of all, let me say, thank you, Mr. Old Adventures, for 100 bits.
Yes.
And
Oh.
happy reverse day to you, too. It is
Yes.
02022020.
Yes.
Yes.
But,
I just noticed
I
that.
think that
Yeah, someone said today was
yeah,
Talon.
I randomly, while I'm wandering around drunk, stumble into one of the tents.
Okay.
Which tent do I stumble into?
You stumble into one of the
Fortune teller tents.
Fortune teller tents.
What about the human one?
Okay.
Got no love.
Human tieflings. You get a human.
I get a human. All right.
Hey,
I stumble in and go,
I can predict.
hey, this is fortune teller, the?
Yeah.
Ah, tell fortune.
Oh. Okay. I'll tell you all sorts of things.
Okay.
What did you need to know?
Well, if I knew that, I would not need you, would I?
Beautiful.
One of those.
Oh my god.
Well, that's interesting. So you're going on a trip?
It's a good start.
And you've got choices to make about how to get there, it seems. It seems that you should trust your instincts. There'll be a path that seems to draw you most strongly. Take that.
Okay. It's nice when you go to a fortune teller and they just tell you, do what you do anyway. It's confirming.
It's looking like your instincts are very strong in this matter.
It's strong in most matters, I find.
Well, that's good.
Well,
Beautiful.
thank you very much. Spasiba. Do I owe any?
Oh, it's a silver.
Okay, toss her. Toss her a silver.
Whether or not you get confused and give her gold. Yes.
Or any of the other coins that I have in, depending on what I roll.
Platinum.
Best fortune.
That was a 1.
Silver.
I rolled a 20. I got the silver.
Yep.
That was my natural 20 for the night, guys. Knowing whether or not it's a silver or not.
Ivan makes good use of his, Charlie makes good use of his resources. Using player points to reroll things,
Yep.
using 20s on choosing currency.
So, did I miss anybody? Oh yeah. Do you want to get your fortune told?
No, that's beneath me.
Sounds good.
Nobody believes in that magical crap.
It's a good thing that I didn't get anything that was you need to do this, because Ivan's not going to remember that fortune the next day.
She knows.
Just keep doing what you're doing, Ivan. Okay.
So, anything else tonight?
I'm gonna scold my dad for being reckless of his fire.
He's like, oh, I just got carried away. Everybody looked like they were having so much fun performing. Wanted to show off.
I mean, showing off is good, but just make sure you're not burning down my friend's family's
I mean,
tents.
it's the whole getting angry first thing and kind of
Yeah,
focus.
right.
Work on the focus.
Yes. I believe in you, Dad. Oh, guess what I can do now?
What's that?
I'm gonna fly.
Sure.
Flap my arms. I'm a dragon!
I like to think you do it by shooting jets of fire out, like a jet engine. The jetpack goes like.
Be careful with the
More
fire.
like wings.
Yeah,
but-
we had talked about making just basically giant flame wings.
Yes.
Just like.
I'm just picturing Iron Man, just with you coming out of her hands, like.
I'm just picturing another tent catching on fire.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna burning hands down.
Sure. Do you have acrobatics trained, by the way?
Oh. I have performance.
That's fine.
She is wildly spinning and spewing fire everywhere.
Do me a favor and roll an acrobatics for me. Okay?
Spellcraft.
14?
Yeah.
Woo!
No fool.
Woo!
More foaming.
Oh, the fool.
Sorry, Tessie. We burned your carnival down.
What did you do?
We wanted to go out with a bang.
I wanted to show off to my dad.
Wanted to go out with a table slap.
We table slapped the carnival.
Yeah.
Also,
So-
we're leaving in 2 days. Or 1 day. I don't know anymore.
Oh,
Few hours.
A few hours, actually.
well.
In the morning.
That's good. Are you going someplace good?
Probably not. Honestly, with them,
She ain't wrong.
I don't know. I'm just there for the ride for now.
We'll be together. I'm sorry, I'm not there.
Yes, though.
Well, that's. I mean, come back soon, I guess.
Oh, I will. I'm so happy you're alive and stuff. Don't burn down their tents, Dad.
I won't burn any tents.
Okay. Also, be right back. I'm gonna go to Ivan.
Mhm.
I can find him.
I'm not hard to find.
Okay.
Being
I am-
real loud.
I am very drunk in
Okay.
very drunk in lots of armor and a big sword. I'm clanking all over the place.
So I'm gonna.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Hi. Can I have the bag of holding real quick?
Oh, and it's just mumbling something in Dwarvish as he just kind of picks it up and hands it to you.
Great.
Ah,
I'm gonna look for my arsenic potion and also a really, really pretty rock from my rock collection.
Okay.
Thanks. And then I'm gonna run back to my dad, hold it out to him, and be like, "This is arsenic for if the humans try to kill you, you can kill them first. By poisoning them. I made it, Dad.
Isn't that what breathe fire is for?
It's very nice.
Stealthily. So you don't have to burn people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very nice. I'm gonna frame it.
Oh.
You also, did you say you bought another healing potion or alchemist fire from?
I
It was a
bought-
healing potion.
Yeah.
An elixir
Okay.
of life, you said.
Yeah.
I will.
I got a lesser healing potion. I made a lesser.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So you made.
And
It
here's
was-
a pretty rock that I
It
found.
was lesser, not minor.
Whatever the higher price one is. Yeah, the
Yes.
lesser.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll keep them both. I mean, I'll keep the rock like with me and the poison somewhere that it won't fall on any of them.
Good. Good. I love you. Be safe, okay?
Yeah, you too. Don't like go anywhere too stupid.
Never. I would never do that.
Takes her dad to a brothel. To meet her companion.
Never do that.
Going with us. You're already doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't matter where we're going. It's already stupid.
So that's my
You're already stupid.
thing for the night.
Okay.
And then I'll just sleep curled up on him again.
Sure. So, you all finish your preparations and spend your night having fun at the circus.
Mm.
Gonna do social activities.
Tessie, at some point, you get to overhear the human fortune teller woman talking about this dwarf who came in super drunk and she just bullshitted him.
I'm gonna face palm.
But you wake up fairly early in the morning for people who, were up probably kind of late at the circus. Except maybe Ivan, who doesn't ever wake
Nice.
up.
That is cocktail.
It's drunk.
20 for the hangover.
Okay. You wake up feeling pretty good, actually. All things
I can
considered.
handle this. Natural dwarven toughness.
Yes. Should give you, like, an extra special, like, racial feat that gives you +2 to fortitude saves involving alcohol.
This depends on how much I'm trying to Caden Killian.
Yes. So, you all wake up fairly early, even Ivan.
I am looking surprisingly chipper for the night before.
Yeah, but it's Ivan. We're used to that.
It's like a 70-30 kind of thing with Ivan. 70% of the time, A-okay. 30% of the time, dead. So, yeah, you all wake up, do the last of your preparing.
Hmm.
And then I assume you leave.
I think Tessie's
How?
Yes, but I meant I
Yeah.
assume you
We're,
head out
we're heading
for
out to
the
go
trip.
to the trip.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just
How
saying.
are
I
we-
thank Tessie's parents for letting
Oh,
us.
Oh,
you
you
thank.
thank. It sounded like
Oh.
you said it sounded like you said I think Tessie's parents were letting us stay, and
I'm
I'm
like,
Oh, no.
yes,
No,
that was, that's why we're in this fair.
No, I thank
Okay.
them for letting us.
That
Yes.
makes a lot
Oh,
more
yeah.
sense.
Yes.
One
just
more.
they
thing.
all like, oh,
Curiosity.
here, take some extra like stuff for the trip, and they like have some a little bit of extra pastry for you, and like some extra baked goods.
Into the hole.
The donut.
Corn dog.
hole.
Emmeline gets a rope
Yeah.
because she seems the practical sort.
Yeah.
One more thing
I'll
before
put
I
it
go.
in the bag with my other rope.
I wanted to take
In the
my dad to
bag?
get pickle juice with me.
I have mine in
Okay.
my adventures kit.
You can make an
Yeah.
early morning pickle juice run.
Hmm.
Where are you going for your pickle juice?
Didn't we have like a bar somewhere in
Mhm.
town that we went to that one time?
It was the inn that you
Yeah.
you stayed
Okay.
in
The end then.
for a while. Yeah, and he has been getting you your pickle juice the whole time you've been in town recently.
Yes.
He's your supplier.
He's your pickle juice butcher.
Yes.
Your gherkin merchant.
Awesome.
Turkish?
Yes,
So
exactly.
are we
Nailed it.
taking the ferry south?
Harry, we're gonna fly, guys.
Because if we're leaving the city, are we taking the ferry south?
That's certainly an option. Yeah, you could go down
Probably.
to Wilterport to or to Ethelport and go kind of take the long way around if you really wanted to.
Real quick question, Amelie. Do you know where this monastery is specifically? Because I found one that might be relevant. It is the Dragon's Wrath
Sorry.
Tokdemir.
Is that it?
Never heard of it.
I have not heard of that.
Wait,
Can I
your roll actually was okay. Yeah, you've heard of Tokdemir. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I forgot that it was the warfare lore that you
Yeah.
like completely aided on.
Can I like roll to see if I know exactly where it is?
Sure.
or- Yeah. Oh. What would I be rolling on that? Warfare?
Society, maybe?
Society? I have like. Oh, I don't know if that was a 6 or not.
Well,
They're right next to each other on my die.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's assume it's a 9 and see
Should
what
have
that
a little
gives
dot
us.
or something at the bottom to let you know.
No, I know. I can't remember if I rolled a 6 or if I rolled
Oh,
a
okay.
9. I do not have society trained.
That's okay.
So that would be a 9.
Do this.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So you really don't know exactly where it is. It's somewhere in the middle-ish of Squirtile.
Can I go ask Master Mew?
I mean, you can try.
Yes.
I mean, Emmeline, you found out more or less
Yeah,
where it was.
there is one that is fairly central. So I would be willing to bet that it's Tokdemir.
I feel bad because that's the place I was going and I should know where it is.
I mean, the thing is, like, information on precise locations is a little bit sketchy.
So we will have to go to the main city of Ursink, which is kind of one of the bigger central cities.
Oh, I get it. Oh no, I'm looking at a spell. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You heard
Uh,
that?
so
Oh, really?
Yeah. What I mean is, I
It's
know
kind
this
of-
spell. Would I be able to use it to help us get there?
I mean, yes. But
But it might not help us get there so much as make the terrain easier.
yes.
I misunderstood what the spell
So
does.
that there
It'll-
will be times when that will be useful. This is just not quite one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know this way to talk
The
about.
terrain right now is going to be a ferry ride.
Yeah, and then paved road or
Yeah.
cleared road at the very least.
I have Wanderer's Guide, which
nice.
said it gives you an inspired route to that destination, but what that means is it makes the terrain less difficult, not
Yeah.
so much.
It means that you basically get to not take as much penalty from difficult terrain. But we're not going to be walking on difficult terrain. We're taking road.
For a while, anyway.
Um.
So, your plan is to go take the ferry
Mm-hmm.
to Wilterport or Ethel?
So I'm kind of trying to wrap my head around that. I haven't looked at it in a
Sure.
while. So we have Marshall Stand, Athelport's here, Wilterport's here,
Right.
Southwatch is here.
Southwatch is sort of just slightly south, but a fair bit east of Wilterport.
Oh, so what? Southwatch is down here.
Yeah, here, I will actually...
Wouldn't it be to the right?
do
Oh,
this.
wait, yeah.
Yeah, no, to the right.
I know my directions.
Take it back
Sketch
now,
real
yeah.
quick.
Well, I rotated the
One
map
hop
here,
this
but my
time.
brain flipped
One
it.
hop.
While I'm sitting and praying at the very beginning of the day, I go,
Two stones.
do you guys want me to prepare food for us? Or do we wish to use rations?
I would say rations first.
I would say the opposite, actually.
Really?
Closer, as we're close to Marshall's Stand and close to the major cities, I'm not so concerned. It's once we start getting towards Scortile that I have more concerns.
Okay, I will prepare. And so I will, after I'm done with my meditations in the morning and stuff, I will start casting the spell, probably while eating breakfast and stuff. And I conjure food. So like before we leave, we have a big pile of food that won't take us away.
Nice.
It is bland oatmeal.
Delicious.
It
Well,
is-
before we leave, we
filling
probably
for a
get
day.
actual food.
Yes,
'Cause
because our
we're-
breakfast is fine.
Yeah.
But
And we do have rations still.
we now have a giant pot of bland oatmeal, enough to feed all of us for the whole day.
Nice.
That is a rough approximation of the layout.
And Athelport, Wilterport, Southwatch. Oh, Scortile. Oh, okay,
so you
it's
could
this
cross anywhere along that dotted line. Southwatch is just the only place where there's like an encampment of
one. Okay, and
Indian soldiers.
We should take it to.
Bursank is central, so like at the bottom of this.
It would be kind of where your thumb is actually.
Okay.
Maybe to
So
Wilterport then.
yeah, probably to Wilterport, as much as I like Athelport better.
Tilt the page almost all the way on its side. Actually, it's kind of like other way. There we go. That's a little more accurate.
Yeah, seems. I think go to Wilter.
Wilterport and then go south.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have the option to cross the border at a unmarked place, or
I think we can go along road for some way and cross before we get to Southwood. It'll be honestly more direct, a little faster that way. Also, we'll avoid detention.
Seems fair. I mean,
Photoshop.
based on what Tessie's told us, apparently tension's already found us regardless.
Well, we'll avoid. I do not care if people know. I care if people want to stop us.
I care if people know.
It's
People
not-
knowing about where we've been seems to be the source of a lot of our problems. Okay. To the boat!
With a boat.
okay.
I'm on a boat.
So you all board the ferry. Takes maybe an hour and a half for the ferry to show up once you get there, and then you all board it and head out toward Wilterport once again. Or this is your third time on this route, I think.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely the less nice of the two ferries that you've taken. The one to Athelport is much more posh.
Maybe I should have had us go to Athelport.
I mean, if you just went over to Athelport and then marched south, that would have added an extra day and a half to the trip, just for no
Yeah,
particular.
but nice boat. I imagine I would have gotten talked out of going that way.
I would.
Yes.
You can have extra days of trail ration or small time on worst boat.
Fair
it
point.
takes the better part of the rest of the day to get to Wilterport on the ferry. The seas are fairly calm as you move out of spring and into summer. And you feel the warm breeze blowing against you for most of the trip until you finally pull into the docks at Wilterport, where it seems they've done a half-decent patch job for the previously water elemental wrecked docks there. You can tell that it was broken at this spot, but it seems to be perfectly serviceable now. So
It's coming together.
And it takes most of the day, or
it takes about 7 hours to
okay.
get from the stand to Wilterport on the ferry.
Do we wish to stay in here for night, or continue and make more progress?
So you've got a few hours still till nightfall,
Hmm.
if you wanted to. But since you're resting on the ferry, it's not gonna you've got a little time before you get
Mhm.
into exhaustion territory.
We can make good progress if we wish to continue, but we will sleep on route.
Okay.
Not
No.
that we are unfamiliar with that. I kind of think move more
Move
is
forward.
better.
Not as much of a hurry, but
But simply no reason to waste time. We have a good half day left.
okay.
So where do you actually plan to cross the border?
I think cross maybe 1/3 way to Southwood.
Okay, so you could probably get to that spot with the rest of your day. You
Okay.
could get about maybe a little less than that actually, but you could get to the point that you could cross the border midday tomorrow.
And there is no roads leading that way, right? It would just be
No.
the only road
Open
is
terrain.
going through Southwood.
Yep.
Okay. So basically, why don't we go and we'll camp on the border?
Yeah.
Okay.
However far we can get along while then camping on board.
Oh, okay. So you
Mhm.
get a little bit inland with the rest of the day, and then you spend the last 2 hours or so turning south to get nearish the border. And basically, as soon as you turn south, you start seeing the trees of the forest that creates the border with Scortile
Mm-hmm.
rising up in the distance. And it takes you a couple of hours to get there, but you find yourself right at the edge of the trees. Right around the time you start feeling the fatigue taking over.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to find a particularly concealed spot, just kind of a comfortable spot, defensible spot? What's your priorities?
Sensible, I would guess.
Can
Yeah.
see.
I think priority would be comfortable first, then conceal. Is less of an immediate task kind of threat thing, but always be careful. We do not need defensible is we are able to defend ourselves. We do not need to hole up against, onslaught of things. Simply, if we are not found, is good. But
I have-
comfortable, let's have good nights.
Can I have someone roll survival and have someone else assist them, please?
I will roll survival.
I
Let's
have
just-
0 survival, so I'll let other people do that.
You have negative survival?
No, I mean like I have survival.
Oh, yeah.
That is a 24.
That's a 30.
Nice.
Your coyote cloak does you nothing, Ivan. Amelie is here.
Emily's here and
I am
moving
finally
into
in my element.
the terrain of her people.
I am in Orkland.
So Ivan, you actually find a spot that you're like, oh, this seems like it would be pretty good, and Emily's just like, no, we want to be like 10 more feet that way. And as she says that, you notice that like under the underbrush, there's some like weirdly spiky kind of like saplings that haven't really risen up yet, but would definitely, like, if you laid a tent down on them, they would all bend over and just like wedge themselves into your spines all night.
I'm like, good
Right.
call.
The vertebrae.
Yes, it would be real bad. Real bad. So yeah, you find a spot that looks like it's gonna be a pretty good spot to sleep.
Cool.
And you set up your tents for the night?
I
Okay.
hand out porridge. Magically filling porridge.
You cast your
I cast it.
summon blandness.
Yeah.
I add
Summon
I add
blindness.
some spices and the things from the spice kit
Please
that I
roll
got.
crafting for that.
I'm actually also going to roll a forage to see if I can find little berries and stuff to make it
Sure.
a little better.
For it.
I got a
25.
27.
You guys make it taste not the worst. Like it has a flavor now. It is not a bad flavor.
It is still incredibly bland, boring oatmeal, but it has tasty things in
Yes.
it that
It's like
complement it
it's
somehow.
like when you take oatmeal and you're like, here's some dried cranberries.
And here's some sugar and
Yeah.
yeah,
And some nutmeg and cinnamon.
Right.
whatever we managed to find in the woods.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I did buy that spice kit,
Yes.
and I only traded the cayenne
Yeah.
pepper to the. So I have a spice. I should put that in my inventory. I have a spice.
Spice kit.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
It's like a
Make
thieves
wraps.
kit, except it's cooking kit.
Mm.
Chef's kit.
Yeah, I'll add a crafting kit.
We do have cookware.
Um,
Yeah, but it's not a chef's kit.
Artisan's tools. I
I'll give
guess.
everybody a honey bun too.
Yeah.
For dessert.
That's about-
Rationing from the donut hole.
Yes.
Did you refill the donut hole, by the way, on the way out?
Yeah, I'll do that.
She was sitting and surrounded by
much
funnel
was it, by
cakes.
the
I can't
way?
imagine she didn't.
I honestly don't remember. I'll check back at the recording
Okay.
to find out how much I said it was per bulk. And then,
Mm.
because I want to say it was
10.
What?
10 light objects per
No,
bulk.
how much
No.
cost for pastry per bulk?
Oh, okay.
A pastry is
Yeah.
negligible. Not much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll write it down next time too.
I want to say it was like
Oh, you're
6
right.
silver or something is what I
How
said,
much?
but
Okay.
I'll double.
Okay.
I think it's still 10. No, maybe not.
For negligible bulk, technically you can have an infinite number of.
Yeah, by rules as written,
Yes.
you can have infinite
I decided that.
pieces
Oh,
of chalk.
so I would argue it's actually light bulk because it also takes into account how difficult it is to handle.
Anyway, moving on.
Pastries must be handled with precision.
Not an extra dimensional pastry spaces.
So, you all set up your camp for the night. And how are you going to order your watch?
I can take first watch.
If possible, I'd like to take last. Gives me good time to prepare a spell without cutting into travel.
I'll do second then.
Okay.
I can take third.
How many do we need? Do we need 3 or 4?
You can do
Usually
4.
four.
3 works usually, but you can do 4.
Oh, we only need 3, but we can save Dusty and I for the next night.
Okay.
But if that's a stretch, like I don't know if
Because I mean, I don't know. We traveled a bit into the night because we were resting a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we're okay. So I rolled. Yeah, I rolled kind of high on my perception.
What is kind of high?
I rolled an 18, and I have a plus 12.
So that's 30.
30. I have a
Okay.
30. Thank you. I can dock you that.
Sure. So as you sit by, are you keeping a fire lit, by the way?
Mhm.
Okay. As you sit by the fire, peering out into the darkness, your low light vision is quite helpful. And you occasionally hear or spot an animal moving somewhere. There's the odd night fowl, night birds, occasional bats, all of that sort of stuff. Once or twice, you see something moving off in the distance that could be a predator of some kind, but you never really spot anything that seems to be moving in with intent. Okay.
25.
Okay. You settle in for your turn at watch and stare out into the distance. Obviously, dark vision is helpful for this.
Mhm.
Although you're not super used to forested terrain, so I mean, you were here once before, but you didn't hang out long enough to really like get used to the way a forest looks without color.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tricky at points to distinguish, something of flat black or gray from a slightly differently shaped flat black or gray behind it. But nonetheless, you're fairly confident that there's nothing stalking toward the camp at any point. Cool. Okay. Watch. Who is last?
That was last. That is a 25.
As you wake up and start getting your stuff together, yeah, it does sort of detract a bit from your ability to keep a perfect watch, but you don't see or hear anything that seems especially threatening. So you get your chance to prepare spells. Everyone wakes up in the morning.
Hey.
You're on the edge of the Scortile Forest.
You're alive.
You are all alive. No one has died or been abducted and replaced by a pod person. I swear.
and we just like should have had a dream by now. Somebody should have had a dream by now.
It's so weird. Why aren't you tormenting me?
How can I brood like this?
Life's okay. It shouldn't be okay.
So,
Do you miss your
think-
friend, cousin?
I think I'm going to call it for the night before that gets out. So, because I think that is a good spot.
Okay.
So, thank you all for coming along with us on this part of the adventure. Real quick, I want to shout out again the one-page lore Kickstarter that you will find linked in our About section down here if you're on Twitch, or in our description down here if you're on YouTube. It's a Kickstarter for a really cool project of lore sheets for a bunch of fantasy races that tries to kind of get around a lot of the weird and or problematic stereotypes that permeate a lot of Tolkien-esque lore. Other things. Oh yes, the other thing was the Patreon thing. We are trying something new, where for anybody who wasn't here during the break to hear it, trying something new where people who are supporting us on Patreon, we could probably also do Twitch subscribers. We would just have to figure out exactly how to track that. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway,
Yeah.
we are trying something where our supporters can reach into the world a little bit by giving a hero point to one of the players during the game. Which, for anybody who isn't super familiar with Pathfinder 2, a hero point is kind of similar to inspiration in D&D 5e. It lets you reroll something or essentially auto succeed a death saving throw. So, if you're interested in that, check out our Patreon in the links down below. And we'll talk about the feasibility of other ways to access that and get it back to you.
Yep, we have, and just remember to check us out on social media. Our Twitter is very active. We got a Discord that we're all hanging out in. We got Facebook. We have an Instagram. We got all of our stuff, of course, is up on YouTube. So remember to go there and subscribe to us there to get updates on all the whenever the VODs come out. And yeah, Patreon, like we were saying, come subscribe to Patreon. There's a lot of different kind of goodies things that we have for all of the various tiers. And including now, if you subscribe at any amount, you can give us a hero point to do something with in game. So,
other than that, we do broadcast every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern here on Twitch. Are we in a? We're not really in a position to roll out any of the other stuff just yet because we gotta figure out our start dates.
yes,
We have other stuff coming. We will
Mhm.
talk about
Talking
that
about
very
plans.
soon as we get all the calendars lined up.
There are insufficient details to reveal. The
Needless to say,
now.
we have plans for you seeing more of us. Hopefully, you will want those plans.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we will have to make you. So, yeah. Thanks so much again, everybody, for coming along with us. Hopefully, we'll see you next week. And until then, keep your friends close and your dice closer. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Bye.